Good morning. How are you guys doing? It is officially time for more Collegiate Apex Legends. It is the ripe hour of 11 a.m. here. I'm surprised and shocked to see as many of you as I do because you know what? For college students, for college fans, and for maybe the non-ones that are actually that would make more sense. Anyways, leads for someone like me. I'm grinding, getting ready for it. Enlightened Matthew Moose, kindly monkey TTV there. Of course, we got Atmosai, Jamilis. Sorry, by the way, about the logo for UWRF. I really want to make custom backgrounds for all of the leagues and have everyone's logo be really, really unique. But it's going to take some time because I just have to get more stuff consolidated. Making this background, by the way, takes a lot. It's actually... This is a infinite looping masking background. Anyways, Giraffe Sensei, thank you for the follow. Welcome, LCU Cats Up. I'm excited, and we will see if you guys can keep up with some of these other lobbies. How long is stream delay? Stream delay today is 5 minutes. If you are streaming, do make sure and remember to put down College Apex Legends, Match Day 1, and then for your specific roster, whether it be A versus C or B versus D. Those are the only requirements for this competition. I threw NECC in there. I will have to ask Loopy about that later. I know it is an NECC affiliation, but I don't know about the necessary requirement there. Either way, it is the day one of the National Esports Collegiate Conference's College Apex segment. Of course, this is an expansion upon what we saw last spring, right? That was the first time that we saw it run. It ended with a LAN in San Antonio that Kennesaw State did manage to win. There were also 2 splits where we saw USM win the first one, as well as Texas A&M win the second. History's going to be made here, though, all right? Still no codes? Hey. I know you guys are ready and raring to go as anyone else. Do remember, though, Loopy, Levi, and the admins, hopefully that he's got on board, is a one-man ship, and he's going to be doing the best he can. This is the first day of a completely new administration, and give him some leeway. All right, give him some love, give him some leeway. Remember, this is a guy who is not just a coach of Minnesota. He is also managing this entire thing. You know, and as someone who has adminned tournaments, who has been a part of a ton of programs when it comes to collegiate, it is a lot. All right. I love Anthony Noes, etc. I know. Yo, check out this logo, UWRF. This is a sick logo. I will work my ass off to get some more custom backgrounds going. This one is, of course, it is going to be Premier League based, but these are still some great logos. Teams like Southern Miss that you see over here is definitely part of it. Hydrate? No problem. There we go. Enlightened. Welcome. Kennesaw State friend of the family here. One of my favorites. Who is playing for Kennesaw today, by the way? Is it Limbox, Kindly Monkey, and Elixirs? Or do we have a different start for Kennesaw? Okay, it's time for Zephyr to get a water bottle. What up, Alex? Wrecked Kindly Elixirs. All right, we got a little mixed bag for the likes of Kennesaw. I assume most of you are registered under the same team for them, though, so that you can sub in and out. Welcome, Alexer. Oh, right. We all are? Yeah. So you guys will mix and match. 8-man roster. Terrifying. Wow. Oh, my gosh. A 40 stream streak. Guys, can you believe that? That is insane. It's honestly impressive. A 40 stream streak is crazy. Atmosai, thank you so much. I appreciate that a lot. There you go, Johnny. What up, Jelly? Bucky's jerky thoughts. It's pretty good. I used to have to serve it regularly when I worked there. Jelly or Rossier donut, I believe, or Rossier donut. Sorry. There's a reason I just call you Jelly all the time. I ain't playing that game. We're going to get the codes out soon, hopefully. Don't worry, guys. You bumbleclot! What are the top teams in this lobby, says Foracle? All right. Let's jump on into it. Why not? We've got some time here to spare, by the way, because it is a 5-minute delay. So I didn't want to rush into it too quickly. But at least for this lobby, A versus C, we'll be watching for this competition. There is a B versus D. Let me crack that open as well, because I'll be checking in on the score line as we go. Hold on. Boop, 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 boop. There you go. B versus D for later. The top teams in this lobby are as follows. You do have University of Ottawa, who had a remarkable start just yesterday in Octane Collegiate. You also have lobby codes are up. Lobby codes are up for everybody. Lobby codes are up. Hard start in 10 minutes. Oh, I wish it was a hard start in 15. Or in 5. Okay. USM are also going to be 58 points for Ottawa is not a good start. Brother, you asked who's the good teams in this lobby. University of Ottawa is going to do better than UCF Knights Academy and New Haven, all right? You think it's a different Ottawa? There is two Ottawa. There's University of Ottawa, which is the actual Canadian roster, and then there's Ottawa, which is the pro team. Only good team is SNHU. I wonder why you would be saying that. They're all right. They will do marginal today. Of course, you do have other great teams, though, like the Minnesota State Mavericks, who had a decent top 3 finish. Kennesaw State University should be good. Of course, there is Purdue here as well. Big fan of Purdue. Matthew, you can say their famous slogan. I'm not seeing it. It should be in chat, buddy. If you're repping Purdue Black, where is it? There you go. Oklahoma, I'm hoping is all right. Thank you, Matthew. There we go. I'm hoping OU's pretty darn good. Okay, let's rein it in. There's a lot of squads that are marginal here. CSU DH is not too bad. Ferris has been consistent at times. UCF Knights, even the Academy roster can put up a good fight. Okay. We got the codes out. Hopefully we will be getting that one in shortly. It is going to be a 5-minute delay. So whenever the lobby officially starts, that means we've got 5 minutes. We should all redeem hydrate, so he has to drink an F ton of water. Well, it has started. Okay. Sip 1. Sip 2. There you go. There are your 2 sips on that hydration. All done. Project Gerbil. Second highest subscriber on the list and with a hydrate. Good morning to you and welcome back to the stream. Okay. Johnny, another hydrate. How many points do you guys have? Thank you very much. More hydration. 15,000. I have 15K. Good to know. You should just bet more often then. 19K. I should make some better sub goals. Just enough. All right. AJ Man from Houston. There you go. A double sip. Let's make him go to the restroom. I'm already feeling it. Uber. God damn it. You're poopy. I'm not doing that, Moose. You want to see some crystal clear? I'm telling you, it already is. Okay. Okay, enlightened. Okay. Okay. I'm not faking drinking. It's almost gone. ECAC does, in fact, have a separate league like Octane, but that is on Mondays. Today, we are watching NECC, and that is Saturday. How do you take 4 sips and didn't go down? It did go down! I'm giving you... It is almost empty. That was the same water. It's not the same water. Swallow next time. You guys are screwing with me at this point. You got a small mouth or something? No, it's cold and you have redeemed hydrate 10 times in a row. Finish it. I just drank it 10 times. I don't want any more water. I'm all done with water. I'm okay. Close your eyes and relax your throat. Oh, God damn it. American. American, there you go. Surely 1,500 for each hydrate equals 1 full bottle. I would say yes to that, future. But everyone has like literally 5-digit points at this point. So it's so many people have an insane amount of points. There's one last hydrate in this bottle, by the way. I want to make sure you don't get a headache. You guys are criminal. They're going to find me dead on the floor here after these games. And it's because I died. Of course, but how many bottles do you have? I have like 2 cases of water behind me. I could do this probably, I don't want to say how much. How many subs to redeem a song? Do you mean like play like a fight song or a sub? I mean, you sing. You want me to sing? Guys, I'm doing official coverage right now. For karaoke at this point, I'm just going to put it at 10 subs. Which I know Limbox can do that very easily. No? If it's a collegiate fight song, 1 sub. If it's singing, it's 10 subs. How many subs for me to visit the island? I was already there. It's not a thing to say. Why guys, no! Saiken will make me finish it. That's it. No more bottle. Drank the whole damn thing. As tradition. Oppa! The games have yet to start here. I don't know where University of Ottawa or the UCF Knights Academy is, but yeah, UCF Knights probably are not going to be here today. Ottawa forfeited all their drops too, so still on a 5-minute delay here. I'm just going to put it on the drops because why not? Ottawa's likely not to be here, and with Academy also forfeiting all of their drops, they are not here. Oklahoma's missing 1, and we got 2 minutes to go. Academy doesn't even exist anymore. They blew up. Okay. UCF Academy is dead. Hopefully they get a refund or something on their registration because they're not even a team anymore. I don't even know. Woo! Okay. You guys are not going to believe this, but I have to go to the bathroom. I will be right back. Jesus. God, I'm going to be the most well-hydrated streamer on earth. It looks like Purdue Black, by the way. I know you're a fan, but Purdue Black is currently missing 2 players. I don't know if they're going to join late. Seneca Sting is also missing 2 players as well right now. They should be available, but it is currently 1 minute till the hard start here. So unless they're in the lobby, I don't know how that's going to go. By the way, the drops barely matter. Let's watch 5 minutes ago how everyone was talking. This is 5 minutes in the past while we wait. This has got to be interesting, right? Zydex says, "Hey loves, how we feeling today? Lovely trash." No surprise there. Lovely. Zydex, love that. I'm going to start the prediction, by the way. Does SCC retain top 10? Yeah, they did. Congratulations. They were just barely. Start prediction. Match quality. Over, under 6.0. Over, under. We'll see how this one explores. Servers are starting here, so I'm going to give it 5 minutes raw. T16 won't be here, says the phase from UCF. Waukee has officially stated for Purdue that it will be just Waukee for Purdue Gold. Sorry to say it. I wish they were in a better state. Totem of Oranges says 6-7 from Northern Arizona. Yo, Gadrian, I believe that's your name. I apologize if it is not. I do recognize that name. Where do I recognize Gadrian from? You are in Octane Collegiate, retired CE and CCE for Apex. Huh. I don't know what roster CCE was. Anyways. Hell not. You by yourself? Yes. Okay. Looking forward to the casting. Hey! Champlain. Or Champagne. Is it Champlain or Champagne? Champlain with the L? They are competing today. Slushy or Puma. Cag, Kragerless, and Hose Drinker. Oh my gosh. Let me know if they're good, by the way. I don't have any history of knowledge regarding Slushier, Puma, Kragerless, and Hose Drinker. Good morning, Kano. It is always a pleasure to see you. I say good morning. Realistically, I should be saying good afternoon to you. Hello, Zephyr's Observer, someone said. Did Zephyr's Observer say hi back? Doesn't look like it. Schmal said, I ate a cheese stick this morning. Sharp cheddar cheese. You are very cool. Oh my glob, is that elixirs? 70 calories. Can I play as a duo? Wagwan. Yeah, I'm sitting right by 2 of them. Why? Elixirs, shut up, tiny one. Yes, you can play as a duo. This is chaos. This is chaos. All right. Purdue is going to be just 1 today, though. It's a little sad. Oh, Purdue's not even in the lobby. Never mind. Kiwi, do you like Rocket League? Be nice to Schmalls. He's so petite. Nope, they kicked me, wouldn't let me play. Yeah, you need teammates, bro. I'm sorry, Matthew. You get no Purdue roster. Where's your teammates, Waukee? My bad. I started to feel different. The moon changed me, said Schmalls. I'm just gonna keep reading these. I started to lose myself. Oh my God. One went to bed at 9 a.m. for some reason, and one is in Wisconsin. Apparently being in Wisconsin means you cannot wake up. By the way, 11 a.m. right now in Wisconsin, that's not much of an excuse. 2 minutes till we start. Team Diamond for US has 2 of our Siege players' oranges. Lose yourself? You'll never let it go. No, one shot is a chance to reel. No, he plays like D1 tennis for the school and is there for that. Oh, that makes more sense. And then Tharquisha stayed up all night and went to bed at 9 a.m. All right, so we're blaming Tharquisha right now. Nah, look, if he had one shot or one opportunity. The furry is in me, Schmalls. Zydex, boom, clap, the sound of my heart. The beat keeps going on and on and on. Kiwi, a reminder that you need to be a duo or trio to compete. Sorry, that was the death of USM out in 20th. Trust me, probably not. Elixirs, to seize everything you ever wanted in one moment, would you capture it or just let it slip? Schmalls says capture it. Use an Elgato. Fucking hate these guys, bro. Hashtag ad. Okay. Well, it's going to be a kind of messy start to the day. We are missing 4 teams in NECC. No U Ottawa. A UCF Knights Academy doesn't exist. The Seneca Sting is also going to be removed for being a solo. And no Purdue. His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. He's nervous. Something mom's spaghetti. Okay. Well, server's starting. First game ahead here, and with 15 squads, it's a hard start. It is a tough start in question. I'm curious to see if the other lobby will be a little bit better. We will be starting on and in towards Storm Point, and we'll have to see how things go. The real question of the day is, well, for a team like USM, they are going to be over towards the Ferrari area. So, if you play for Champlain, I'm sorry. You are dead. Champlain College will be the first team eliminated in this lobby with 16 in it. It's just guaranteed. There is no chance. I'm predicting right now the first team dead will be them. USM will get a quick loot on Ferrari, and they will full send them. It's barely a prediction. It's almost a guarantee. Parksa, USM loses. I would bet money on it. All right. 48 out of 60. Yeah, apparently waking up for a couple of these teams just ain't happening. Champlain pronunciation. Take me to this video. Champlain. Okay, we got it. Collegiate used to be somebody and then misplaced that. He alone took up 12 slots. My boy ain't that big. Come on, be kinder to misplays. Now, Schmalls, that guy would take up 16. All right. Well, it's an early morning here, and we are officially starting with the very first match of College Apex, hosted, of course, by the NECC. You know what? This league, I hope it explores some greater potential. For now, though, we will be starting with 16 squads there. USM's over towards Ferrari. Kennesaw's in the Mills area. Teams like the Minnesota, not far away in the downed beast here. If you're UCF Knights, you'll be over towards Lightning Rod. Many other teams like Oklahoma in Pylon, CSUDH, who we recognize in Echo HQ. Devastated Coast, Command Center, Coastal Camp, all empty here alongside the Bean as well. Unavailable for anyone to participate. Even Cedo Station ain't got much of anybody. It's going to be a further northern pull for this one. probably over towards that Ferrari Black Sands area, but also could be the wall as well, or could bounce back towards Cascades, as this one sometimes goes. Yeah, all right, so we get a little bit of that split right off the bat here with the initial scans ahead, and it is going to be the start over towards the wall. Muskingum University is going to have first take to that one, and remember, plenty of teams can set themselves up here in the early game. We're getting a lot of map reads, at least for the beginning, and you know what? I don't mind it. SNHU, by the way, I didn't get to touch on them. Zeus Station, not a bad roster. Minnesota State Mavericks had a top 3 finish last night in Octane. Congratulations to Meadsy joining this roster. We had questions if it would be sufficient, and the answer is yes. Minnesota has looked really, really good to start here. Zach W. Keys, though. Hose Drinker will be dropped against Champlain, and I'm rarely wrong, folks. My analysis is, I mean, it's impeccable. For Champlain, I don't even know if they got a reset off, but they will be found here over on the corner. That reset comes a hell of a long too late. Hose Drinker will be re-knocked on the side, and with USM now taking towards both sides of this push. One stuck behind the rock, one down in the fissure. A break onto the caustic means that there will be Zach W. Keys on the next Fleshbound, and with one last remaining member, Champlain is dead, done, dusted in 16th. I would say close. You know what? I disagree. University of UNAM versus St. Mary's University. A drop in return. 2v2 here. As Feint's going to push that one back. The 10th Doctor, which is worse than the 9th Doctor. Trying to keep this one running and gunning. Nav isn't going to be able to get that full heal off. Instead, Feint once again trying to cover this one out for St. Mary's. Grenades back as our Nightmare is going to break this one on through that door there to hold out. Port play is coming through here. Might be able to get Nav Chill back into play in the right situation. Couple of snipes distant here. It's a good chase, and Nav is almost full thirsted out. Got to get that crawl over to the portal.
Get up. Come on.
Flight for a reset. We'll see how it goes. Muskingum University, we talked about this one. Point blank in zone, and now up against Kennesaw State University. Problem with being so early to this zone means you're going to have to defend it. Kennesaw, no slouches to this take. This is going to be a slightly different roster, but Kindly Monkey and Elixirs make up the primary two of KSU Black, alongside Limbox usually. Rect Emporium from KSU Gold is stepping in today to be that member, which, by the way, it's not really that much of a difference. They're fantastic players. They're going to let Muskingum stand. Ferris will put themselves in the wall as well here, which honestly I'm impressed. Minnesota State Mavericks are also making the move. We did see Oklahoma find this knock onto Coop in the kill feed a second ago. They are currently separated. The banner not to be recovered. There is no EM or no crypto available for that drone recovery. Oklahoma up to height here. Gonna see if they can find Owen on that rotate. CSUDH is also here, though, on that high ground, and that's maybe going to allow Marist University to get this recovery back on Coop here in a little bit. Turbo with the knock onto Current Mud, and there's the stick of the bow check. It is going to be our save, getting the snipe with the triple take. We don't even get to see the blast of the bow check obliterate you in the end. One final remaining member for Marist, taking their steps towards the lagoon for survival. And for OU, they've made me play their fight song, and who knows? We could be playing it at the end of this game if it means success for this team. Interceder are saved in Pabizi. It's honestly a great squad. Looks like we're going to see a Trident at least saved for CSUDH over towards Pylon. Marist may not be long for this world. Minnesota State Mavericks right up alongside Kennesaw here. Schmalz has to be careful because Kennesaw can look for this. Schmalz low, a drop from Rect Emporium as the stand-in. Another crack down below as it's a trade from Speed Demon up on height here. Elixirs is 80. A punt right there from Muskingum. The bow check damage will find them in struggles. Mavericks have been able to get the reset onto Schmalz with Speed Demon on this Newcastle. Kennesaw is going to be sticking this up above, and it is a shared space between two of the best rosters in this lobby here. First v second floor. By the way, USM we're going to see them very quickly finish off LATX here. Last remaining member, quick snipe away, and that's going to be the second roster done and dusted. Marist University, the rat was found. Back to your regularly scheduled programming. A trade for trade, but the full thirster, what matters most. Elixirs is down. A rotate to the secondary height. A crack from Kindly Monkey, and a shot into the fat neck of the Caustic from behind. Trying to get that kidnap play, will rush into the low ground there, and they will catch Wrecked Emporium out. Don't know if he got that reset up above. Trade to the height here for the MNSU roster. A peek around the back, and for Kennesaw, this is a early struggle here. Out in 13th at the hands of the Mavericks. They're going to take the wall to their own state here. Ferris does not punish this, by the way. That should have been the push from Ferris. You have all the time in the world to get yourself up against that wall, find the Renox, and it doesn't happen. Oh, why? Welcome, by the way. You'll be keeping up with this. Of course, the scoreboard. Exclamation point now. Exclamation point leaderboard. We'll see how it goes. KSU trolled that. Low-key, I think they kind of did. I know you're working against a Newcastle, so it's already a hard comp diff. But I don't think they had to go for the full send on the altar play. Altar play down below into a Newcastle team just sounds stupid, especially when, I mean, you don't have the gas trap set up. It's not good. Viking Cap from SJSU, by the way, folks. Welcome to the chat, brother. Good to see you. If you're a fan of Octane, by the way, I do want to make it clear we will be having more coverage of Collegiate this afternoon. We got 12 games today, 6 for the National Esports Collegiate Conference Day 1 competition, and then contenders. Should be watching the Gator Cup. The problem with the Gator Cup is that it really doesn't have a fantastic amount of teams in it, other than like a huge. I mean, I don't mind the Gator Cup. It's contenders. I promise to cover contenders. That's what really matters. Contenders is going to be really good too, by the way. Anyways, USM are really good at finding kills. Good mobile shield from Zach W. Keys. It's going to be the power amp, or that's going to get them back to health here. Stuck behind the knockdown. A snipe from Dallo on the outside. This is actually could be bad for USM here. St. Mary's will still go down nonetheless. Need to stick that revive, and for UWRF, capitalizing on USM is your initiative. The problem is they're just not pushing this. That's going to allow USM to get their resets off in their entirety. And for UWRF, that port play and push should have come out 15 seconds ago. You have thrown this. All right. Viking Cap. I have my faith. It is the very first day of a new split for a new collegiate org. Give them their time. USM, though, they will give no time over to UWRF. They had their time. They had their chance. They had all the time in the world. That's going to be a port to get out of Dodge, and who knows? Might have been the difference maker. Even still, though, up above is where they found themselves, and down below in the graves is where they will go. This was a thing last split. Last split was a year ago, Cap.
Rampage here.
This is all the way back in spring. Remember, to stay on the nose with Collegiate, you've got to be hosting fall and spring. All right? Not to mention, I mean, I'm not going to give too much leniency, but remember, teams only know so much, and they only have so much time to compete as well, right? College leagues are going to conflict with each other, and for NECC, you know, it has different requirements, different pay-ins, etc. It will slowly evolve, especially as other teams get themselves greater rosters. Now Oklahoma, they've got themselves some high ground control against USM, and I have my faith. University of New Haven will die in the meanwhile there to majorly Sleep King. You can see Zach W. Keys forced to be pushed away here from USM. The other chunk of this roster is going to try to rotate out to get a pinch on OU. I mean, you are right, Viking Cap. SNHU, by the way, getting a couple of starting kills for their own fights in the feed here. USM able to choke out Oklahoma. There's the flesh found on the other side, and Pabizi will be knocked from afar here. A rushing assault from the University of Southern Mississippi roster up to height here. Zach W. Keys gonna get stuck out in the meanwhile. They are actually pretty darn low. Pabisi, though, unable to get a reset off. And with our save to Interceder now stuck on Fleshbound. One Newcastle wall up to height here from Zach W. Keys and a couple of beams from the R99. Single-handedly can get the job done. Down to the low ground as we'll say goodbye to Muskingham. There's a nice quick point-blank snipe from Interceder. He will go down in return, and it is up to, as you said, Fragger of the Year. R saved in a 2v1 against former pros, Thalys and Busy. Let's see how much the award comes out in clutch here, because for the OU roster, doesn't look like we'll be singing their praises. USM, the full south side, teams like CSU Dominguez Hill, SNHU, Northern Arizona, Minnesota State Mavericks still in it. CSUDH, we got a little bit of a split there. Ferris and the UCF Knights, they're also still in it alongside, like I said, Northern Arizona. Couple of fly-ins to zone. If you're Minnesota State, you don't have to go far. For this roster, you got all the time in the world to play out of the wall area. Granted, that climb up to the edge can not always be the best place to play from. Granted, as Viking Cap has pointed out, I do think Minnesota's skill dips roster like North Arizona. Couple of long-range sharps from Sharpie here. Infinite gold longbow. It's not the creme de la creme of snipers right now, but you know what? Damage is damage. USM are going to look for a push towards that southern side, and I'm hoping we catch it. Sharpie did get that knock and full thirst onto Turbo against Ferris here. Longbow best sniper, I would say Sentinel. USM has already found major knocks onto Mikey. Gonna get traded out on Zach W. Keys, but the pressure from the height is enough to get this trade successfully. Take your time, go for the revive, let Thalys finish the job on Pure. Northern Arizona, though, is here. And at some point, these rosters have got to learn that you can't just hold out against damage that you hear. When damage is found, you send it. Okay, Northern Arizona will now die to USM. There's no hope for them. It's over. If you are Northern Arizona, start purchasing the 3 coffins that will wear your name, because you have let USM reset. And that is about the dumbest thing you can do. There is a rude awakening for so many of these teams here. Here we go. Already a chunk of damage onto a couple of full heals, and that's going to be the steal with the Alter Tactical. Lovely trash down, a burn on a totem, and with one final member, Northern Arizona does not get permitted a life here. 5 squads remaining. How many kills is USM on? I guarantee you it is above 15 right now. SNHU Blue, CSU Dominguez Hills, Minnesota State Mavericks around the back. And I'll be honest with you guys, last week in ECAC, USM won 5 games with Minnesota picking up 1. I'm getting some deja vu right now, okay? SNHU, I have some faith in Psycho. This is a roster that can excel. USM, they're going to train their attention towards Minnesota. Beautiful EMP from the UCF Knights, but they're nowhere close to capitalize on it. And they don't have any health to their names, sitting on blue shield still. Now, Minnesota is separate here from the USM roster. Zach W. Keys will get a drop on a Speed Demon, and you're taking out your primary competition. Zach W. Keys with another knock, full thirst on to Meadsy. And for the likes of Minnesota, you will take to the skies to try and survive. But at this point, it is so late to get resets. Banner recovery is going to be right next to USM, and they will start to turn their attention to any one of these other rosters to truly punish them out here. I mean, it's kind of fun to watch the non-stop reckoning of USM a little bit. I'd love more competitive lobbies, but you know what? We got to give credit where it's due. It is the very first split of College Apex, and it'll take some time for teams to recognize that it is here. And you know what? That's going to take outreach, and that's going to take advertising. Hope streaming games go well. Thank you, OI. I will see you later tonight. Please answer my question in Octane. I sent you a message in Team Stream Setup. Back to work I go. Please answer my question. All right. You already did? I do not have a message response from you.
Over there.
Anyways. I don't think you said it. Look at the announcements channel, Brick.
Move it over here.
Where? Just reply to my message, bro. There's too many channels in that damn server. Come on, man. It's a simple question. Just tell me who the matchup is. It takes 2 seconds. Anyways, 4 squads remaining. Minnesota is still in it. SNHU Blue and CSUDH are the only full 3 up against a team like USM. And they do hold a slight height advantage if they can find a knock. The problem is, USM has zone. All right. Dallas will get a knock on to Sleep King. Zephyr, do you just not get pinged here or what? I did not. I'm not a team stream broadcaster. It doesn't ping me there. I have the role, but it did not ping me. That probably is my settings. I have all pings turned off in a lot of places. Anyways. I love you. Thank you. Mwah. Kiss, kiss, smooch, smooch. Thank you.
Bandit here.
USM with the final couple of knocks here ahead of them, but there's good damage from CSUDH here on the other side. Dominguez Hills can't pull this off. Double flesh found and a sniping nade from the other end could turn this around. Schmalz will be found out, and for USM, they are watching the reckoning ahead of them here. Plenty of teams dead. Thalys to push forward, and with 1 or 2 final knocks on the other side, they will race against the gas, but are almost guaranteed to take the Game 1 dub. Congratulations to University of Southern Mississippi. There is no shock to the result that I just saw there. Zach W. Keys, Thalys, and Viz are the supreme competition here in the National Esports Collegiate Conference in College Apex. 30 kills calling it. There's a chance. Let's see. Do they break 40? That is my question. Do they break 40 points here? Let's jump on over the scoreboard because it will be updated here in just a second. USM are right there. Over half of this lobby was wiped out by the University of Southern Mississippi. Shout out to Thalys. Alone drops a 20 bomb. 3,900 damage. He almost dropped a 4K 20 bomb in. He almost dropped a 4K 20 bomb. I can't even begin to express how insane that is. That is literally, it's beyond the quality that I expected from Thalys. Okay. The rest of this lobby is a game of picking up scraps. SNHU Blue does work away with at least 7 KP. Okay? There themselves, they have 16 points. 10 for CSU Dominguez because they get to third. But you can literally, when so much of the KP is picked up by one squad, the rest of the points are purely based off of where your placement is. Of the teams in this lobby, 5 of them found KP. Oklahoma, Minnesota, Dominguez Hills, SNHU Blue, and USM. Even Kennesaw struggled to get KP, which is a little sad. By the way, Zephyr, if you care about the team splits in NECC, it's 12 Premier, 8 Contenders, and 20 Non-Octane. Thank you. I mean, take a team like Oklahoma, who I believe is Non-Octane this semester. They're not a bad team. So even if you're Non-Octane, that doesn't mean you are shitty. It does look like the Seneca Sting will be joining us for the next game. So congratulations. We will be pumping those numbers up. I got to blame Ottawa, Purdue, and UCF. Knights Academy has imploded. I don't think they're a roster anymore. Purdue, one of their teammates is currently at a competition in Wisconsin, so it kind of sucks. Tharquisha is asleep, though, so you don't get any excuse there. Get your shit together. University of Ottawa, I don't know what's happening with that team. They're usually very, very good, especially about showing up and kind of participating, but we'll see how it goes. Remember, this does qualify for a LAN, and it has arguably one of the highest prize pools in Collegiate. Collegiate Apex, by the way. I will say, shout out to the Newcastle ban. That's a pretty legitimate ban for Game 1. Caustic might be going away here in Game 2, or a Valkyrie, which is also pretty legitimate. So at least the comp start is fairly standard here. I asked you guys before this one, over under 6.0. It was a 3.5. Congratulations. We're going to bake some bets on USM, though, because that's arguably the most fun thing we can do. USM over under 25.5 KP. The highest KP prediction I've ever given. Over under 25.5 KP for the likes of University of Southern Mississippi. You may be saying that is absurd. Personally, I think it is right on the line for that team. 5 minutes on the board, get your bets in. There you go. Even little ones matter. We've already got some unders. Who's taking the under on this? Coco has no faith. No faith in the USM roster. You're crazy. Welcome, Orange Banana, by the way. It's a pleasure to see you. If you have any questions about Collegiate Apex as a new friend of the family, I'm always happy to answer.
Twisted Minds!
Yo! Hi, Dora. Thank you so much for the follow. It's so weird to hear my voice sound like this in the morning. Free under? Yeah, well, 5,000 points just got put on the over. So this is the chance to potentially steal those points away right now. Zach W. Keys himself has put 5,000 points down alongside Viz putting 1,000 here. The faith of this roster is unbroken. They're going to go big or they'll go home. Teams like Parksa or friends like Parksa, Enlightened. I mean, Coco, Gerbil, Enlightened there, Coco. We got some bets coming in heavy on the other end. Common, Zach W., they're just giving me points. I'll tell you this right now. The games have yet to start. Some money percent and I'll match fix. No. No. We're not turning that into this. Lock in. What's up, Suarez? Check prediction now. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. The under has exploded here. The under has a 11,000 point bet from Coco. 2 minutes, 30 seconds on the board. Guys, get your predictions in. Mwah. 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 Your odds have gone down, folks. Is my cat really chill? Or is this just what cats are like, guys? Are all cats this sweet? Is that just a thing? Suarez, let me go grab a water bottle real quick. We should just bring them in here. We should just have a mini fridge. Come on. All right, I'm back. No, Lewis is just goated. My best friend's cat's a little bitch. Damn, bro. Okay. Well, he will play with the water bottle I just drank, while I will deliver another pounding blow of extra water here for Suarez. Zephyrcast with the sip to qualify on the hydrate. He makes sure that points are redeemed here for Suarez for the ISU roster. It's a hydration that'll get his blood flowing, his mind a-going, and all... I was going to say something about clear piss. W Arrowhead water? No, but it is Ozarka. Fun fact, they are the exact same branding. The exact same company owns both of them. There are 4 different brands. Arrowhead is one of them, and it is in the different regional locations of the United States. So if you're in the South, you get Ozarka. If you're in the West, you get whatever. If you're in the Midwest to North, you get a different one. And if you're in the East, you get a slightly different one as well. It is all owned by the same company, though. I can't guarantee you they taste the same. I don't know where they source their spring water. Just know that it is owned by the same company. Very interesting fun fact about water. They have regional variants based off of what works the best. So like in the South, it's very clearly Texan, proudly Texan. By the way, I only drink bottled water. It is a weird thing about me. Anyways, game 2 is underway here. We are going to have more players this time because the Seneca Sting has shown up. We got a couple of updates here. I should have checked the other thing. Midwest is Ice Mountain, I think. Yeah, let me look this up while we're waiting for the game start. Ozarka, Arrowhead. Oh, okay. I want to show you guys this. This is a very cool image. Hold on. Check this out. 2 seconds. Scoreboard. It's just lobby picks. No one cares about that. Check this out. So, if you are in the West, you get Arrowhead. If you're in the South, you get Ozarka. If you're in the Midwest, you get Ice Mountain. If you're all the way up in the New England area, you get Poland Springs. Deer Park in the Appalachian or Eastern. And then Zephyr Hills if you're in Florida. I am going to move to Florida and only drink Zephyr Hills. Actually, I'm going to start buying Zephyr Hills. Chart of the best tasting bottled water. It is. It low-key is. Oh, it's a city. Oh my God. Holy shit. Oh, hold on. Zephyr Hills, Zillow. Oh yeah. Guys, I could buy these right now. Oh, I know where I'm moving. I know exactly where I'm moving. Oh, it's just outside of Tampa? Oh yeah. Zephyr Park? Zephyr Hills Executive Park? Zephyr Ridge? Oh! The city of Zephyr Hills? Oh, shit. All right, that's the goal. I just figured out the goal for the rest of my life. I know exactly what I'm going to do. USM there. They're going to get a quick a flapper exchange. And I'm hoping that Champlain has learned their lesson because USM are no slouches to send this one. Open a university there. Hold on. I'm looking it up. Zephyr Hills Uni. Colleges near Zephyr Hills. There is no Zephyr Hills University. Closest university is St. Leo. Zephyr Hills High School does exist, though. Okay, guys.
Spotted one.
We'll see how it goes. I'm probably like the 3rd or 4th most popular Zephyr on the internet. So we'll see how that goes. Kennesaw, they understand they need KP if they're going to catch up to USM. And last time around, no KP was a terrible place to start. The problem is, Lovely Trash has found a re-knock on the Kindly Monkey. And alongside it, might be looking for a full thirst there. Actually, no, it's Northern Arizona winning the fight. My bad. I was completely blind to that one. Terrible call. That will be the full Kennesaw roster now, searching for your last remaining member. The drill will go wide, but you forced out the tactical back into the whip here to run and chase down Totem of Oranges, and they're so quick. A quick wingy on the blicky. It's a drive-by from Kennesaw State University, and the race for KP has begun. Champlain College, they're going to be the first of potentially many here against USM. Kragerless will go down, and for USM, they're going to rotate up the hate from the other side. A drop on, I mean, just about nobody, because that's all they are. Dust in the wind here for USM. Travis, welcome back. I am watching Contenders. I'll be throwing an announcement out here as we get a bit closer. Today I will be watching A versus B. Welcome back, Travis. Bet I need redemption. Travis, by the way, if you're just joining us, the prediction, we have an insane prediction going. There's 6.6K on the over, 13.1K on the under. USM over under 25.5 KP. KSU Gold on Fraud Watch. So in the National Eastern Collegiate Conference, KSU is a combined eight-player roster. They don't have two separate rosters for Collegiate Conference. So there is no KSU Black, there is no KSU Gold in this league. Yo! Solari Lunaris, a friend of the family from Texas A&M, part of the Texas A&M white roster. Welcome. It is great to see you. Is that a Path of Exile reference? Because if it is, that's goated. The only other one it could be is a League of Legends reference. They have very similar naming profiles for Solari or Solaris. It's Solari Solaris and Lunari Lularis. No, it's Latin? Thank you. Put me in my place. Exponentially. I'm sorry. Oklahoma will be putting this team in their place if they can find the chance to punish them. We'll jump back on over to Kennesaw, though, because they're starting for more KP. They're going to put money where their mouth is to truly wreak havoc on USM's chances to pick up points. If you're USM and you want to get that 25 plus, you got to start chasing down these other teams here. They're currently on their way. They need 26. And Minnesota State and KSU could be taking that chance away from you. For USM, they need to get 23 more kills right now, which means wiping out a combined 8+ teams. It's very possible for them, but they need to get rid of Minnesota or KSU. Minnesota getting rid of KSU is also an option here, too, because that will slow things down. The race for 26 KP for USM is on the line here. And they've got to start this one out successfully. Coop's gonna get a knock on the interceder, and that is more healthy KP that might not be going their way. Minnesota State Mavericks Meadsy there with a couple of those charge rifle shots, and they'll stop themselves for now. USM could be looking here for the Seneca Sting. Go KSU, lock in frauds. Lock in, you fucking frauds. We need fraudery names for them. There we go, Zach W. Keys. There's KP against Tamara Kill. Nice, Eva 8 will get the job done against Greed here. And for the Seneca Sting, who have just arrived this morning, they will be picked off. That is another chunk of KP. 6 now for USM. They need 20 more. So 7 more squads ahead of them, and they need to wipe half of this lobby. That Mirage just bent those dudes over. Like I always say, Travis, their farts are silent now. SNHU, they're going to get away from the UCF Knights by taking themselves up to the sky, get out of dodge, cater towards the winds above to fly into safety. University New Haven, Oklahoma, and the rest here could balloon into the end of a couple of these rosters. Showtime Brawl taken low. Bocek shots have to make this count, but the 10th Doctor might be on his way towards regeneration here. Oklahoma is no slouch to finding success, and for Sharpie, they're going to be the ones from SNHU to pick up this KP. It is going to be a full send from Minnesota State Mavericks against KSU, and last time around, KSU lost. This is a 1v1 exchange here, and again, KSU are dying to the likes of Minnesota That goes the end of LATC Ruby as well here. If you're a USM, you need to start hunting down these other teams. They need to wipe out seven squads. Frauds, get them out of here. It's a chunk of failure. USM, 11 teams remaining. They're gonna try to pick up 1 out of the 7 here on this building send. Couple of nades, the altar pulse on the other side. USM knows this is a secluded fight, so this should be easy KP for them to chase for the height here. There we go, Arc Star nades, New Haven eliminated. There's the big cracks necessary. A drop on the fate. There goes Snap Chill. One last remaining member here is the USM roster. We'll get the full thirst onto those two. Stuck in the corner. Nowhere to go. St. Mary's will be eliminated here. They need to get 6 more squads. 6 more squads here.
We could get over there.
Ferris are pumping in a couple of chunks of damage onto them, and the cross for USM ain't that much of a guarantee. This is tough. Minnesota is still in this lobby. CSU Dominguez Hills is not bad, by the way. They can hold them out. If you're USM, you got to find a way to get a scan, get some information here, because you have very little leeway. They will turn their attention, though, to Ferris almost immediately. Exchanges to the low ground. 13 seconds till that next tactical, and Ferris have separated themselves from the equation here. Dallas will be looking for this. Oklahoma, SNHU, UCF, and Muskingum aren't in it quite yet. Now, Mikey does have the chance to probably get some good defense with an EMP. Only 10 damage from Pure there. Not quite sure if the EMP is available, but USM are going to look for their onslaught here. I've really forced them to make some big moves, whether they like it or not. There's the EMP in response from Ferris, and they are now at a damage advantage. But the quick reset from USM is all but guaranteed. Little 33 damage on the other side there. And for Ferris, they're slowly losing their height away here. Pure and Turbo stolen. The Mirage is bamboozling them here as the clone is throwing them off. There's the point-blank smoke from Viz. A slide-in available. Has to wait out the Arc Star. USM will be facing a knock at the hands of Pure, but it is big damage down against Turbo. Pure back up to height here, and a drill is burning. USM is clearly sticking a revive on the outskirts here. That barrage coming in clutch to get Thalas back into play. Reminder, there are high ground exchanges here. It is not a guarantee for USM, but they have seen a burned utility in a half here. Ferris are going to take to the skies, and it's big damage, but they don't get the Valkyrie knock when they need it most. Oh, that was a lot of time to invest here. And now Marist University is going to die to the hands of Schmalz.
Enemy right here.
The full send here from this roster, and they are going to take away a team from USM. One good snipe would do them in here. But from up on high, it is going to be USM coming in for the full thirst on the other end. Oklahoma will go down. They need every chance they can get to wipe them out. Marist will be full thirsted, Oklahoma as well. USM now needs to officially wipe every single one of these rosters to deliver on the point cap here. Oh my God, that's about the worst shots I've seen. Oh my gosh, I don't know if they actually have the KP necessary. USM might need to let these teams revive now. Zach Double Keys with a Kraber shot, full thirst on Nagoose. And if they're smart, they might let this team reset, because Minnesota, Coop was one to get a partial on that kill. I mean, either way, with Minnesota dead, there is truly no one who can stand the test. There is a reset coming through. That is an imperative reset to the KP that USM need to hit this prediction goal. I can't believe I'm casting this like we're on a... We don't care if they win or lose. We are literally betting on predicts now. That KP right there is critical. Dallas will get Sleep King down. And with no escape to go, CSU Dominguez Hills makes up a big portion of reset recovery KP here for USM. 5 squads remaining, and if you're USM, if you hear shots, you know you need to come in, capitalize, and take away all of this KP. Every piece of it counts towards this prediction. 26 is an incredibly hard number. Muskim University, though, nades on a return here, and you know USM is running to send this on to SNHU Blue. Abyss finds a knock on too much luck here. Viz with another. Val's on to drop the Sharpie. Muskingham are permitted to survive. It's no! 412 Merlin will get a knock onto Zach W. Keys. It's full flesh on the other end, and the gas could knock them out here. USM are going to pull this one away for now. By the way, there was not full thirst onto SNHU here a second ago. Zach is full thirsted. USM are now stuck as a duo.
Let's go to this area.
5 squads remaining, by the way, and at some point, oh my gosh, they are going to get that beacon recovery onto Thalos here. Thalos and Viz as a duo alone are more than enough to get a good response on these teams. But remember, that is a Kraber trade away to Muskingham. I mean, SNHU, you're hoping they get a reset on their KP. Yeah, there they go. Moby for too much luck. That's going to be SNHU able to get themselves back into play. USM to do the same with their own mobile beacon. Thalos now seeing that reset, and that is another piece of KP that has just adorned itself to this lobby's potential point score line. It's everything and more that Thalos wants. Up to the nut building above here. It is not a perfect start. Remember, almost every chunk of KP has to go USM's way if they're going to beat this score line here. It is so tough. All right. Nox gas grenade on the inside for Ferris State. There's a couple of enemy shields broken, and that lets us know that USM is going to be, I mean, at least for now, struggling. Muskim taking their time. I think they need all but one of the remaining KP. It is, because of the couple of resets that they've gotten on a few of these teams and allowed revives, it isn't a full confirmation. It is going to be the full send here on to Thalos, and against 2v1, it is a full thirst at that, but 412 Merlin face difficulties on their own. UCF Knights just got the drop in their own takes here. Thalos is dead, and I don't know if it's enough. The only thing USM could do, it's not over yet. Revives are very much possible in this equation. I don't think it's possible with Ferris getting wiped. If these teams revive, it is possible, Rumbly. It just matters what USM allows them to do. They're gonna kill farms. Well, at least for right now, is that allowed? Technically, anything's allowed. If you want, if USM wanted to, they could. No one's ever thought of this, but if you're so skilled, you know you're never gonna lose a fight. Why not just let the last team constantly reset? I don't think they're gonna do it. They do play the game legitimately, but if they wanted to, either way, USM is already on the hunt here to punish both of these rosters. They just got their reset out, and now we are looking to see if not just the line, but also if they can find the chance to get a double dub here. It is tough. UCF Knights have great position. SNHU have a great high ground position. Neither of these two teams are particularly in a bad spot. And right there, you also got quality on the other side. Sharpie with a great crack onto USM. It's a tough win. I mean, I honestly gave them pressure and a half here against a lot of these other rosters. Nox gas grenade, though, coming in from the other side as UCF tries to step up and see if they can get a couple of great knocks here. Well, round 5 closing. Everyone is marginally in zone here for the end game. The UCF Knights have the best position, but that doesn't mean they're going to be the winners. Good nades will start this off in the return against SNHU. And the truth is, it is clean, but Yer gets a knock on Athalas that is oh so mean. The UCF Knights have to move on this quickly. A Mirage reset, a massive jump and bean on the Biz. And for USM, as good as it has been on their assault, the UCF Knights are better. End of the day, it's a game of positioning. The trade against SNHU had to be perfect. It had to have been perfect, and they faced a knock. If you get knocked down there, you just don't win it. Congratulations on UCF Knights for picking up a dub, especially against the monstrosity that is USM. Truth be told, though, they are going to eclipse you in points. They pick up so much KP. Is it line-bound KP, though? With a quick refresh on the scoreline, USM. Oh my God. If USM had won the fight, if USM had successfully beaten the UCF Knights, they would have taken the over. I'll tell you what, folks, I draw a darn good line at that. 24 points. Easy under, not even close. Parksa, don't even joke about it. We are talking about a 2 KP difference here for USM. Had they won that last fight, it would have been huge. Oh my gosh. Still, Vegas always wins. All right. You guys, by the way, are taking a chunk of USM's points there. Congratulations on the under. It is mostly Vizay and Zach W. keys. How are they not winning in this lobby? Shake my head. Oh yeah, the 33 points just isn't winning. UCF Knights, they actually do pick up a lot of KP in that game. We saw them on most of their assault, and a lot of teams actually do get some turnarounds for their KP. 5 for KSU, 5 for the Minnesota State Mavericks. They are still single digits because they just don't get to survive as long as we expected, especially Kennesaw and Minnesota. Out in 7th, out in 13th, kind of surprising. Muskingum, SNHU Blue, they actually get some decent placements, but they don't have the KP to match. It is only UCF Knights and USM who truly represent coming into that game. The Caustic will be banned, and I'll tell you what, the bans are definitely looking very good. For now, USM have 75 points here, 26 for the likes of the UCF Knights. They jump up because of their win. 3 placements. SNHU Blue does take a fall, but they do have a 2nd and 3rd place finish. Great placement from that roster. Minnesota State are there with their minor KP, and it's a 15 for CSU Dominguez. What is up, Singular Frog? Welcome back. Let's get our next prediction going. I'm going to make this one really simple. Does Alter get banned next game? Yes, no. You guys got 5 minutes to get that in. I'm going to make it 2 minutes because I think you'll see it before then. 2 minutes for this one. Does Alter get banned? Tharquisha has awoken? Oh. Folks, not only that, the University of Ottawa has arrived. Faustus Festus, Booker, and Loon now joined into the lobby. We're up to 18 teams. Asking these teams to wake up early is too much of a hard thing to do. Purdue, Tharquisha has awoken, so that means for the last 3 games of the day, we will probably have a Purdue Black as well. So we're going to jump up to a partial 19th team, I believe, after this next game. That being said, we are moving on over to E District. If you want to know USM, they are over towards Blossom. If your name is Minnesota State Mavericks, rotate. Go. Quickly. Rotate. Marist University are there on Boardwalk up above. That could be a target. And Champlain, who has now died twice to them as the very first team eliminate, is not far away. So that could also be a potential for them. University of Ottawa does join us, so I do want to point out they're over towards the Riverside. They are not a bad team. And alongside Kennesaw State University in Oklahoma, can be a riveting start for the E District, at least beginning game here. Everyone else, couple of other decent teams. UCF Knights, who took that win Old Town with St. Mary's University can jump into something however we see fit. For the bets, 30 seconds to go. The majority are putting 2.9K points on the line here. 97%. Only one person has put the no for the altar ban. Remember, Valkyrie is very, very much an option, as is Crypto. You have the chance. I believe in the altar ban very successfully. They dumb? Okay. Well, you know what? It's not always a guarantee here. We'll see how it goes. Checking in with the other lobby, by the way, just for fun. Fisher College. I didn't even know Fisher participated in this league until just this second. They win the first game. They surprisingly place third going into the next one. Shout out to Purdue University Club. They're able to get Sage, Samus, and Ballin' Cat to a dub there in their second game. Cumberland University, they themselves, second place start. Not as far into this next one, a 7th place finish with 6 KP. They are now 30 points behind the likes of Fisher, who do lead with 44 kills. We're kind of watching to see if we've got a race between USM and Fisher off of these third games. I might make a prediction between the two. She should just always be banned before the first match. I'm kind of getting there, especially with Crypto as well. St. Clair with 4th, Texas A&M with 5th, Fullerton for 6th, Fisher College White there in 7th. There's Kansas State University 8th, Louisiana Christian University 9th, and University Houston in 10th. UPRM, UCF Academy, University of Nebraska, SNHU Yellow, Mount Vernon, South Nazarene, LATC Diamond, Colorado State, and North Park University. The bans are somewhat similar. Caustic is gone, but the Valkyrie went first. What was I thinking of? Something to check. Water break. All right. We're going to jump into the first game of E-District here. 2 drops have already... we are starting at 18 because we do not have the likes of Purdue or UCF Academy for this particular lobby. But Ottawa, like I said, joins us, as you can see up there towards the north of our ring pole. Definitely a very, very good team. This is a team that can actually turn the tides of things when time's over. Shout out to UCF Knights. From a dub to an early start here, Old Town always finds its place of purchase when it comes to KP. And if we do have the stick of that revive, UCF Knights will be here to punish it out. You can see a couple of drops to the low ground. Far and away, a 30 damage beam from Sloshy, and Feint was not played for recovery. I like the separation from Nav Chill. It is going to be the full thirst here as the phase finish off that Feint. It's a shame, too, because Feint really wasn't that bad in the first game of the day here. St. Mary's, though, like I said, very good splits. That's going to allow them to reset here over towards that eastern side of zone, and it should keep them healthy in the game. You're just going to find the tricks here. It was inevitable. We'll see if St. Mary can get themselves reset back up here. Meadsy with a drop onto Flight, and that might lead to the full thirst of another team. Couple of good sentinel shots from Meadsy, as they will be University Naven trying to stick that one out. Full thirst away with the grenade there, and it could lead to more. Nice beam in the back on the 10th Doctor, and SNHU Blue will be finished before I can even chat about Champlain there. Minnesota State Mavericks chasing out this last remaining member on the other side of their own equation. There's Showtime Brawl out, and a single tippy tap from Schmalz will take us to 16. Congratulations, and more importantly, congratulations to Champlain University. They've had really big struggles in these first 2 games. Just got some KP. That is a fantastic turnaround for that team. Do you play teamfight tactics? I do, occasionally. All right. Ferris State up to the second floor high here. Pure will be running into the exchange, and my gosh, Elixirs is oh so close to death. 1 tick of damage would have done him in here. Kindly Monkey and the rest, though, for Kennesaw are more than happy to hang on for dear life against that Ferris roster. Another drock onto Turbo, and you got a question. Yes, Mikey is running away here, hopefully to get a reset off, but could be running straight into Ferris if they are not careful, or Oklahoma. Marist University with their own fight on the very edge of zone. We just saw the drop from Goose onto Morphs here. Shield back and potentially an extra stick. They do have that lifeline in play, but CSU Dominguez Hill is quick to the second floor. A missile swarm, a beam and a half onto Coop, and that leaves just the lifeline standing here. And with the full separation of this team, there is no chance you get this reset off. A drop onto Maris, and it does look like UCF have got their own take ahead here. But for now, we'll tune in with none other than lobby leader USM. Nades up to height for the third party. Sleep King removed from the equation, and I can't imagine you will last for long. A quick bow check, and the Valkyrie ultimate has got to come in clutch, but they are sniped out of the sky. Holy shit. Brought down from the heavens. Oklahoma now VKSU, and for Kennesaw, they make shorter work of that than we could have ever achieved. University of Ottawa have just joined in, and it is a terrifying start here for the likes of this lobby. University of Ottawa, I don't think they're going to get a couple of full thirsts onto Kennesaw anytime soon. Chaos Feelings, if you want the other lobby, that is where Future Streams is playing right now. I'm sorry I've missed out on some Cumberland. You will be seeing them next week, though. Big heart to you. Always a pleasure to see you back, Chaos. Anyways, LTF, they ain't lasting for long here. I apologize. It is still fairly early in the morning. And I did not get to do a complete set of vocal warm-ups. I say that, I woke up at 8 a.m. Whatever. Shout out to Seneca Sting. It is a very good start, but it ain't going to be much more than that. Maggie ball to the low ground here. 104 around the back. A good Maggie drill right alongside the edge for Flesh Found. I'll tell you what, Pylon, nothing to work with. The Seneca Sting will feel the burn and the bing. University of Ottawa, again, could try to play for this reset onto KSU, but they're oh so slow to take. Beating the fraud allegations? You got some time there, Enlighten. You got some time. I want to see a Kennesaw State dub to beat the fraud allegations, okay?
Yeah.
I wonder if Premier Lobby 1 will play out like this? That's a very good question, OI. I don't think so. I genuinely don't think so.
Energy ammo here.
Because I do think the good teams are going to run into each other more than you think sometimes.
Spotted a mark here.
All right, so Kennesaw State was able to get themselves back into play here, and they are hearing the footsie down below. The big beam doesn't quite come off on the way that Kindly Monkey was looking for representation. Has to be really respected of this, but a Heady on high, once again, struggles. The rest of the Kennesaw roster is quick to take to the Valkyrie to give themselves another play of height here. Flesh Found as University of Ottawa are back into the building for now. Does look like LATC will be found out on Minnesota as Kennesaw are rushing inside the building. Woo! They barely get damaged down before it is going to be the altar port away into this game. 12 squads. It is the best KP we have seen from Kennesaw thus far. It looks like USM, they're going to find more at that. I mean, to say this is the end of Ferris is an understatement. They didn't even get to start. Where there is no end, I don't know what you call that. A couple of long-range bow check shots from Zach W. Keeson. It will be the cover that gives them their safety, but you have to be more respectful. 52, and Ferris will stick a heel behind this fence line as we say goodbye to St. Mary's in the kill feed there. I mean, you are lucky the distance is getting tougher for the bow check, but the evac will shore that up.
Might be something good this way. Adversary over there.
Kennesaw State here. Time ahead. UWF in their own exchange up on height. Ottawa has been the chase of Kennesaw time in, time out, and this trade is not good enough Remember, Ottawa's low, and Dallo will pick up 2, but for Kennesaw, that just means you have got someone on your back to punish this one out. There goes you, Ottawa. It's a great chunk of damage from KSU, but they don't get any of that KP. Granted, surviving for the top 10 is good. A beautiful stick from Dallo on the other side, but he, in his own return, is hit by the boat check. KSU are able to survive this exchange of damage for now. But remember, yes, Minnesota is here. Yeti, MGF, they are not long for this world. And USM and Muskingum are very close to this exchange as well. If I'm KSU, I'm going to take my time. They're going to find a drop from Meadsy on their end, but not before Elixirs gets their own response. Minnesota's going to try to play this one back to height, but it's not before Meadsy will get full thirsted. Kennesaw's brought back into it as USM have now arrived to the equation. Speed even getting sniped out from above by UWRF. MGF putting in some serious work here to punish the Minnesota re-exchange. And you know what? A full thirst alongside it as we say goodbye to Speed Demon to leave just Schmalz left alive. That altar, though, gonna come in clutch. Potential Moby reset as UWF are able to get Yeti back into play here. Schmalz has the time to loot for this. LATC was able to take their time, get their own reset in the equation after they faced their difficulties against the Minnesota State Mavericks earlier on. Champlain, Northern Arizona, and oh my gosh, the Mavericks caught out by KSU finally. KSU, with a little help from their friends, are able to wipe out the Mavericks. They've taken the tussle of the muscle 2 times over, and now, well, for UWRF, at some point, you gotta pay the piper here. Yeti Eddie dropped by the likes of Dallas. One final remaining member for UWRF, and USM, they're gonna just make a couple of quick trades, and that will be it for them. 8 squads remaining on a 1-minute 30-second close. LATCX, or LATC Ruby, Ferris State, Northern Arizona. They got all the time in the world to play for zone. They're on the very, very edge, though, against each other. KSU v USM is not the most impossible of fights here. There may not be no limbox, but that is still great damage found. Oh my gosh, one extra piece of a beam, and that would have been the knock. Rectiforium is flesh, a chase from Elixirs, and it is neck v neck here for Kennesaw versus USM. Back up to height here for Kennesaw. They will stick a couple of heals. Rectiforium's on the low ground, and there's alter potential plays to give USM their reset. They bite off more than they can chew for what looked like the very first time there in a straight 3v3 exchange. That was one of the best chances USM ever had. Champlain in the top 10, thank goodness. Honestly, this is their best game yet. Not just top 10, they also got KP at the start of this one, Gadrian. Right, we'll see how that one explodes as it goes on.
Enemy there.
Light ammo here.
8 squads remaining. The round 3 close underway. It's a little low for competitive, but you know what? Job's done. Plant's going to find a knock on Thalos here, but there is a large separation at that. Muskingum is trying to cross the distance here. Maggie Ball does find at least a little bit of a blast. The bamboozle for the foozle against Current Mud, and Muskingum needs to capitalize before that reset has already come through here. It is now a straight 3v3, and against USM, you know how this goes. I went AFK, how did Ferris die? Just picked up. Kennesaw, they wrap around the back here for Muskingum. It's going to be a full thirst. Ferris died roughly to ring. It was a double knock, or it was a major knock. No, I'm sorry. It was USM. It was USM. It's always USM. They said. All right. Kennesaw will turn their attention towards the eastern side of zone here. And you know what? I'm getting USM vibes from this roster right now. A beautiful catch on the barrier side there. And up to the second floor, they have more than enough flex to drop 4-1-12 Merlin. And a slide away for Kindly Monkey to drop Muskingum University. UCF Knights are a duo, and USM might have just sniffed it out here. All the way up to height. They see that chase down to the river below, and they could run after this. A minute to go. Remember, the more they cater towards this northern side, the more likely they're going to run into KSU here in a second. And last time around, KSU were the benefactors of that fight. Still, though, USM are more than capable to take the exchange against Kennesaw at any given point. And for Kennesaw, apparently they got their own thing going on right there. Center of zone. playing for the building ahead. This will allow USM to get into zone. Northern Arizona University with their own take here against Champlain, as we will miss KSU finishing off LATC. USM will start to get their knocks onto UCF as well. Plenty of rosters to die, but for Champlain, this is the response we have been waiting for all day. Already low damage, but the Sheila will burn for one. A 2v2 on the other side. Slushy is on that lifeline, so can get this reset onto Champlain. There we go. Lifeline ultimate is the perfect start here. Hose Drinker on the other side, and we leave it. Oh no. All right, well, it's USM versus KSU. Arguably, that might be the more important fight of the game. Also, that one's taking a long time. Wrecked Emporium will get traded out by Viz here, as the rest of the KSU roster are just trying to survive on the low ground. USM have led this fight now and are trying to steal this one away where they can, quickly rushing for where KSU's position is. KSU had their chance. They had gotten the early knocks, they had gotten the early damage, but it now will face struggles ahead here. They were at least able to get that one revive off, so it isn't the end of the world for KSU, and who knows? Could be a reset for them. There are 6 squads remaining, and USM aren't on the chase. Northern University, Raber in the hand of Totem Orange here on the very, very edge of Stadium. We'll see how they play this one in. Oh, looks like Ferris are still alive. Yo, somehow, against all odds, Mikey's still in it. Just got the reset recovery. Sadly, that means he will get full sent here. Kennesaw State over to the edge of Stadium. Dallas is on that other side, though. Just got that knock onto Lovely Trash, and that tells me, whoo, we could be counting the end here of Champlain. Northern Arizona caught down. USM Zach is low. We'll be able to invisible heal this one out. Pure dropped here against Ferris. And for USM, it's all the KP and more. A bamboozle against the edge of the rampart wall. Don't hit the melees, but you know what? Turbo will still go down. And again, it is just Mikey left alive here for Ferris. Couple other exchanges from Dallas, and they'll take their time. They swiped off our fight win. Sorry. I'm sorry. We apologize. Hey, shout out to you guys, though. Also, reminder, if you are playing in the game, be careful about coming into chat and spoiling a few things. I know that already happened, but I'm just a little warning. Anyways, USM v Champlain. It is a tale as old as time. Instead of taking place at the very beginning of game, though, it is in the top 5. Congratulations to Champlain for making this far, but for USM, it is all but the potential end ahead here. Ragerless is low, though, but sniped out from a high. Slushy is not looking much better at that. USM Dallas was traded quite well against, though, and that will force them out, especially with Kennesaw baring their teeth here on the other side. That is going to allow Champlain to survive for now. Reset recovery coming through on the other side of zone. 5 squads remaining, and I believe USM has found another reset. I mean, shout out to Ferris. They've done the best they could this entire time. Every step of the way, this roster has fought to stay in the top 5. We'll say goodbye to Champlain. This time around, it is KSU picks up that KP. There's Ferris stuck on the interior here, and it is a good rampart holdout, but in the end, it's a trade nonetheless. Kennesaw, though, they hear the shots, and this is the capitalization here for the likes of Kennesaw. They've been punished twice by USM, and now are in the driver's seat to drop Zach W. Keys and look for more. Building ahead here. USM cracked on the other side. Dallas finds UCF Knights. It is a fully healthy KSU here. A drop against the door. Dallas burning here. Dallas is ticking low. Looks for that shield reset, is able to find it. It is a 2v2 exchange. KSU versus USM for the dub. USM are sticking the reset. The window is held. Flesh drop. And for USM, they find the win. My gosh. Even with the first knock from KSU, with the third party into Ferris State there, even with USM running into a UCF Sloshy Medusa rat, KSU can't quite pull it off. Congratulations to USM on picking up their second dub of the day. Let's jump on over to the scoreboard here. This time around, I just simply asked, was Alter going to be the next band? It is. The overall stance puts USM now officially above triple digits. Congratulations to the Southern Mississippi roster. A double dub, a second place finish, a 1.3 average, 74 kills. Is that bugged? No. Game 1, 30. Game 2, 24. And this last game, their lowest thus far, 20. KSU do have the biggest return for them in the best that we've seen thus far. Second place with a 17 KP. And Minnesota actually looking at least decent as well. 9 KP to their name. They just weren't able to survive that big exchange. UCF Knights survived to the top 3. That's why they walk away with 10. We got single digits for the rest here. It looks like, of course, that will put Kennesaw back up towards the top 3. Finally, with a good response. 33 just behind the UCF Knights, who do finish at least, like I said, again, with some good placement. The race for KP, though, against USM is really what these teams are struggling against here. USM is absorbing so many of those edge case teams that there's just not a lot left to go around. 200-point day incoming, it's a very real possibility here, okay? I mean, the chance for a 200-point day is not a far-fetched concept for USM. Of course, SNHU Blue, they drop a little bit with CSUDH and Muskingum as they fail to get something started in these third games. There's Champlain, though, and UWRF. I mean, 8 points for Champlain. It's their best performance thus far. 6 for UWRF. And when you have so much of the points absorbed by USM, it actually does matter. Even 8 points, even 6 points has taken Champlain from 20th all the way to 9th now. And that is how tight these lobbies are because of the very, very aggressive sponging here by USM. In the other lobby, quick check. Fisher are still leading. They have their worst placement, but some of their best KP still. 60 for them. There's Cumberland. A second place finish for Texas A&M. 25 to their name. The third most in this lobby for KP behind Cumberland University. There's Future Streams. Shout out to the man, the myth, the legend. Of course, St. Clair College with fourth. Purdue here. They picked up a dub in Game 5. UCF Academy, kind of looking like their sister roster here in A versus C on the other side of the equation. They just got a dub. This lobby, I think it's looking... No, it is just as tight. It is also some heavy point sponging, majorly by Fisher. The race, though, is pretty good. I think I'm going to have some fun with this next one. This next prediction, who has a better game for USM or Fisher? We're going to compare the lobbies. It's very rare that I do that. USM, Fisher. Who's going to come out of this next one with a better performance? 2 minutes on the board. Get that one all betted up. Does look like we will be starting. This is going to be the last game of E-District. Remember, it is a 2-2-2 map spread. After this game, we will be moving on to Olympus for the day. So, if you like a little Olympus action, some good fun ahead. Really quickly, I'm going to check something just for a second. I will start yelling again here in a second. Just gotta... Oh, nice. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. 19 squads on the board this time around, and that tells me we do, in fact, have a Purdue team here in City Hall. Is Fisher in this lobby, or comparing their game from lobby? They have, so this is lobby A versus C. Fisher's in lobby B versus D. After this game, I'm going to compare them. No one has taken the bet on Fisher. No one has faith on Fisher right now. By the way, Fisher is no slouch. When we talk about their overall standing in these last few games, they had a 35-point game, a 28-point game, and an 18. Granted, USM has had a 42, a 33, and a 32. Nobody talk about my gameplay this game, please. I woke up 4 minutes ago. Darquisha, you're already spoiling for Purdue. No spoilers in my chat. We're going to judge you heavily now, okay? UCF Knights, though, they'll be spoiling the end of St. Mary's here. We think they might have learned. Woo! FaZe with the catch here. Skeet shooting against the Tricks. Remember, Feint is still alive on this other side somewhere. And last time around, FaZe found another good Senti on the other side. Trying to sniff this one out. They do have that recon scan. That's going to let them know exactly where you are.
I see one.
There's the full thirst from Sloshy Medusa. Woo, and Ur is just as quick to find. Nav, chill. Feint has already separated themselves all the way towards that western side of Shipyard. Northern Arizona won't be catching that one. And again, for St. Mary University, it's a 2K pickup, but not much more than that. All right, folks. Minnesota State, Champlain, and SNHU. We saw Champlain beat SNHU, but now for Marist University, a fight on their own here. Morphs is taken low. Little drill from Coop here to slow things down, give them their space, but woo, it's Owen who's on the outside, getting the knock on Tharquisha. I'm sorry, Tharquisha, we don't even get to judge your gameplay because you are a simple snipe away here. Purdue, or Sleep King. Okay, we got a mixture going on here. For some reason, it is a multi-team stack. Joaquin is on the inside. CSU Dominguez Hills, though, they're coming in for the third party, and there's USM as well. USM on the other side. There goes Marist, caught out. CSU, not much better for themselves as Joaquin gets a knock onto Static. It is a good response onto Viz here from CSU Dominguez, but without a full member, Joaquin is a thorn in their side. A dive from Sleep King will finally pack away Purdue, as USM was sticking their own reset on the outside here. It is now going to be a strict 3v3 against the two of them. Champlain here versus Minnesota State Mavericks. Mavericks hold the height. They're going to slowly work their way in across there. The ramp card walls, though, are a beam and a half here on the other side. And for Champlain, I mean, what are we? You know, it was a great start, but when you have to fight against a team like Minnesota, you might as well be all said and done. Psycho is coming in here from SNHU. A couple of melee shots and a reset with the lifeline will put away Champlain, but it is a catch on Speed Demon that could bode the end of this roster. 2v3. I should have had that Valk. It was such a bad whiff. You know what, Traeger? It happens. And these are tough rosters, too. Kennesaw State with their own start against Ferris. I know we have a couple of Ferris fans here on chat right now. For the Kennesaw State team, though, I mean, this is just a choke away. And there you go, Flesh on the other side. Elixir's gonna leave that one up to Rectemporium with one remaining member. Turbo is likely to be caught out here. Kindly Monkey picks that one up, and it will be another team eliminated. 15 squads remaining, and it is a race to capitalize on the edge here. CSU Dominguez Hills, by the way, was able to get away from USM, even with their reset. Sai, I'm sorry. There's love for Ferris out here, but there is such a wide disparity. You have pro league players against just college students. And it's not that they're bad, it's just that the gap between pro level, true pro level experience, and true college level is just like, in Apex specifically, it's the difference between someone that has played 12 hours a day for 3 years straight and someone who's just a guy. You know, and Ferris, they actually have some decent experience behind them. They're just... It's just the outclass is just, it's insane. Muskingum University here. Little knock onto Current Mud from afar as Oklahoma. Long-range Nemesis shots could be the difference maker, but getting to Dam as quick as can be is a very, very hard exchange at that. The port play from Plant to get them their safety. Does look like CSUDH is going to start something here in a second. I sound like Michael Jackson. Always want to be starting something. Got to be starting something. Always want to be starting something. Got to be starting something. Yeah, yeah. KSU, by the way, with a couple of knocks in their own fight as USM starts to look towards CSU Dominguez Hills. That will be the University of New Haven. Picked up in the kill feed there for KSU as USM. They got the nails. They got the hammers. The coffins are pre-planned and the holes have been dug. The chase against Dominguez Hills has been a long time coming here. Goose, it's going to stave away the scythe that death represents here, but it's just as quickly shot in return. If you're USM, you are more than happy to make good on this death here. Zach W. Keys on that Mirage, and the difference is going to be the fact that he can heal invisibly. Static low, Sleep King worse. Dominguez Hills is slowly being picked apart here. Valis to drop to the low ground. A quick reload on that Rampage as KSU are starting their own fights against UWRF. The chase from USM is a little slow here, and that is going to allow CSU Dominguez to heal for now.
Target spotted.
Look at this fight. OU with the drop onto plant, and they've got a chase away against Oklahoma that we have been waiting for. UWRF will be finished from KSU on their non-stop onslaught, and we're going to hope they got the reset against UCF because up on high, the send is come through. Kindly Monkey with a quick jet to the top ground, and Sloshy Medusa has been picked off by Wrecked Emporium here. A 2v3 scenario, and for Kennesaw, we're practically feeding the KP to them. Shot in the back, the phase will go down, and for the Knights roster, Kingdom Come is all but ahead. B-Mick, my favorite observer, one of my favorite observers. Parks is my favorite observer. B-Mick is my second, I would say. Not in terms of their observing, just as friends. I don't know why I'm ranking my friends. I love you both. I'm sorry. That was the most, like, stick thing I could have done ever.
Enemy close.
That was so bad. All right. I was just going by, like, time spent. It's like I spend a lot of time with one versus the other, and I was like, I love them both now. That's so silly. Seneca Sting for 2. Greeted Sumatra to run. Oklahoma on the other side. My gosh. 2v3. We'll see if the Sting can get away. Hey! University of Ottawa here. Parks, by the way, is not Parksa. Parksa is from Illini. Parks is an ALGS observer. Anyways, Booker from up on height here. Woo! Look at that Sparrow ultimate burning away, but it will not find damage because it's one of the most dodgeable things on Earth. Kindly Monkey, though, he won't be dodging any bullets anytime soon. University of Ottawa, I've said this, they are more than capable to take it toe-to-toe against some of these rosters, and especially the likes of KSU. Wrecked Emporium going to play for a quick health reset here, as plenty of other teams are getting themselves. A quick hydrate for Dr. Suz as Wrecked's going to play the height. LATC Ruby wiped by USM. I just poured this in my lap. Don't worry about it. Ottawa outplaced Wrecked Emporium. Will Bro take it out on him? Probably not. Probably not, OI. They're gonna have to play for a reason. Like it or not, you don't really get that chance. CSU Dominguez Hills, you know, they were able to survive the chase from USM, and now, though, face difficulties against Northern Arizona. Finally, Static with the L-Star will get a response. That fadeaway! Oh my gosh, from Totem. Almost gets Goose. Sleep King's low. The fence line is going to burn this one back against Static, but it is going to be at least a 2v1 lead here. Totem of Oranges stuck. Where's T-Law? Struggling. They've already died in this lobby. All right, they're dead. I mean, shout out to them. It's a tough place to be. All right, Totem of Oranges. I'm surprised we're even trying to take some pressure back on this one. Banner recovering a full CSU Dominguez Hills basically means you're going to die if you keep fighting this. I mean, right there around the edge of the fence line, you're now known in location. Missile Swarm surprisingly doesn't hit as it's dodged away, and Goose will be pressured back. But like I said, CSU Dominguez Hills, it is only a round 2 close. They don't have to run to zone. They can just either, I mean, they can play this out. Oh, banner recovery. We'll see how it goes. USM versus Oklahoma. We barely miss it here. That will be it for them. University of Ottawa, they'll take to the skies, and they will find a man stuck between Well,
I have reached
a
the
balloon in
maximum
the
level.
ground there. That'll be it for the likes of St. Mary. Feint was inevitably found. I'm surprised. I don't know if they ever got the reset off or they just really were playing as a solo, because Feint was the last remaining member at the very beginning of this game and just never got the banner recraft. I don't know. Oh, Minnesota State Mavericks, a quick scan away. We'll let them know CSU Dominguez is nearby and clear. University of Ottawa, that's that team up there towards the east. Love how there's only 3 teams in zone.
Care package over there.
Welcome to Collegiate Apex. It's just how it goes. There's no fault to anyone at that. It is just how it goes. Gotta be starting something. Got to be starting something. Gotta be starting something. USM's gonna be starting something. Yeah, yeah. Gotta get in there. Yeah, yeah. Gotta get them dark. Yeah, yeah. Port for the play now. Yeah, yeah. Dallas to Chandler. I don't know why that song's stuck in my head. It's not the lyrics of it. USM ports around the edge of the fence line here. The water could become your drowning. Woo! We are just one tick away. This time around, the Rampage sings against Greed here. And for the Seneca Sting, you're lucky Somera was able to get a little bit of life ahead here. But the fact that you're not running means that you're already dead. Pick out a wallpaper, because it's going to have to cover the bloody mess that represents here against the edge of this building. USM, though, you are saved by the bell. They hear a couple shots behind them. They turn their attention towards Muskingum. There is no plant, and 412 Merlin and Current Mud actually put some good damage down. The problem is, the ring will burn. Zach W. Keys will find you eliminated there, and now you are forced to die, whether you like it or not, at the hands of, this time, OU. Couple of chunks of damage there right on the cusp of that zone against CSU Dominguez Hills. Seneca Sting will run in as SNUH Blue is also struggling. We'll tune into the Minnesota State Mavericks as they are still running against this one. Elixirs dropped, and for KSU, they bit the bullet at the hands of Mavericks twice here, and it could look to be more. They are now at a 2v3. Little spin away from Speed Demon to check the exchange, chasing this one all the way around the side. Right, the runaway from KSU is good, but it ain't good enough. There's Kindly Monkey. Wrecked Emporium. Gonna have to keep this one quiet. USM, again, we CSU Dominguez Hills. Dominguez Hills have run from their fate time in, time out, and finally will face a knock. Goose low, 50 health to their name. Static is up on height. They've already gotten barely the Rampart walls to work with. You have the Rampart walls, but you're barely playing them. That is a risky move at that for CSU Dominguez Hills. Why even put Rampart walls down? Single-handedly, we ain't moving, but it's a trade for trade and a 2v1 here. A stick on to the likes of Zach W. Keys as the missile swarm will come through up on high. Goose is down to that low ground. And you know what? It's a big dub for USM. The Minnesota State Mavericks are going to try to capitalize where they can or see fit. But the heals are already coming through here. Minnesota, they've taken too much time, so this is not a great start for them, especially with someone like Meadsy too far behind from the equation here. So, should be fine for USM. They don't have a lot of rotational options to get into zone. I don't know if they have the port play available from Dallas. Already, port's coming out here from the west. That's going to allow them to go all the way around to the northern side of that zone, and it's actually a great decision here. Don't get gate kept by Minnesota. Don't force yourself to take a fight and get third party. Instead, give yourself the best possible position. Kennesaw, another quick revive. That'll make the second of double revives for them in this game. Ottawa, Kraber in hand, the infinite here for Faustus Festus. We're not hitting those shots, but you know what? It is still a threat in this endgame. 6 squads remaining. Kennesaw are back into it. They are going to rotate towards that northern side, which could lead them into the heart of USM. This is low. A Valkyrie dives up to the sky here. The Minnesota State Mavericks somehow are on the other side of this equation. They were gatekeepers before, and they will be gatekeepers again. Dallas with an immediate knock on to Meadsy, and that is your secondary fragger eliminated. There's the Sparrow ultimate pinned out from USM, and that might even just be enough that they need to get the reset off. Meadsy stuck on the reset right around the corner. I don't know if he'll have the time to stick this battery. Looks like Gaming Garnet, by the way, here for Ottawa. Great knocks against KSU. One remaining member for KSU, and it is going to be the PK pump against Booker. Trying to get that Bolt Thirst off, and will be able to find it. A shield reset as Kennesaw will go down. Now, University of Ottawa stuck as a duo before they get this reset. Of course, you have USM. They're more than happy to wrap around the back here, and it feels like deja vu given how close to the last zone this one is looking like. Minnesota State Mavericks across from this. USM playing the center. Northern Arizona just barely in it, and one faint rat left to stand here on the other side. Minnesota State Mavericks and USM are not the only full rosters. It does look like Arizona was able to get their members back into play here. Congratulations to them. They are still outside of zone, but that is a decent, at least survivable. CSU Dominguez Hills, congratulations to Goose. You've survived as a rat, but last time, as we saw, someone like UCF Knights were able to survive as a rat, but you saw how quickly you get burned through in the end game. Northern Arizona rotating into the Minnesota State Mavericks doesn't bode well for Minnesota's game here. Speed Demon will get a major knock, but these knocks have to be critically perfect. And you know what? They are. They're damn good knocks. USM's going to see if they can capitalize on it. Little do they know, Minnesota's healthy. Problem is, big burns to start this exchange off. The EMP will slow them for now. Schmalz is going to get a light reset on the health. Quick power amp heal. Slide to the low ground. Point blank Kraber shots from Dallas are not a place you want to be playing with. That forces the smoke out. But Goose from CSUDH Cardinal. USM never finish off CSUDH Cardinal. And that's going to give Minnesota the chance they need. A full drop onto Viz. One remaining member for USM here. And Goose will go down. But Goose is the difference maker. One last remaining member in Zach W. Keys. A quick shield swap. But for Minnesota, they will find the win. Loose ends are the difference maker here against USM.
We have our Apex champions.
How many times did we discuss USM and CSUDH right next to each other? How many times? They just did not finish the job when they needed to. Scoreboard is officially running here. I asked you guys, better or worse for USM? Second place with 13. I honestly think Fisher has a chance here. Let's take a look at this other game 4 for them. 29 points. You had no faith in Fisher, and Dom, Slothulas, and Golden single-handedly deliver. They actually do best, USM, on the other lobby here. And you know what's crazy? No one bet the under. The house is going to take the points. Soares, Solari, Sai, or Celiel. Either way, Fisher won. And your points are disposed into the ether. Guys, that's why you got to take the under. All right? If you have no faith in the prediction, come on. There's always a chance. Anyways, a quick refresh on that game. USM with 22 there. Minnesota State Mavericks, they're the highlight though. 13 KP in their own way. There we go. 25 points for the Mavericks. There's 19 for Kennesaw. They actually have the most KP in that lobby. CSU Dominguez Hills, you saw how critical Goose was to that final ring. Gets the first knock onto USM with the nade, and it becomes the reason why USM lose that fight against Minnesota. University of Ottawa, big returns for them after a struggling start, and the rest of these teams, minor pickups. UCF got at least one wipe on a squad. The overall standings still puts USM at the top, albeit they did not explode. Only 22 points is a fairly standard finish. And now 129, they will walk away with the dub of the day. But now we got a tie. KSU, NNSU here. 52 v 52. It is a tie going into Olympus. Even the UCF Knights at 40 points with 2 games left to go are not far away. Remember, these points do count. At the end of the match day, you are guaranteed a set of championship points, very similar to how ALGS is run. So, finishing second versus third, fourth, fifth, it really does truly matter. USM's done. They've secured first. But just because that is over doesn't mean you can't turn it around, okay? Even the race for 7th. The race for 7th is actually a bigger discussion than we give it credit for. Muskingum, Ottawa, Ferris, Northern Arizona, everyone down. Everyone down here to 19th. One good game would put you into the top 8, which is a huge, huge difference. All right. Ooh, I like this one. We got a tie between KSU and Minnesota. Who comes out on top? KSU, MNSU. They're currently tied, but one of them has to break it. Whoever leads in the scoreboard after this game will be the winner. 2 minutes on that prediction. Get your bets in. All right. All right. It does look like Valkyrie will be banned, so rotations are going to get a little bit tougher, but Pathfinder, Wraith, still a variable option. We're going to jump on over to Olympus, and honestly, I'm excited. I did not get to check the drops, so actually, just for 2 seconds, they're just looting. It doesn't matter too much. For those of you who want to know the Olympus drops, you've got Minnesota and Hydroponics. You have Kennesaw and Gravity Lab. Looks like USM is going to be starting here. Where is USM? I just don't see him. Am I dumb? Oh, Gardens. Yeah. Marist, Ferris. Marist and Ferris. They don't quite rhyme. They're a near rhyme, but they're also going to be near dead depending on how USM send this. Kennesaw could always look, though. Oklahoma there in Somers. UCF Knights. They've been having a great day. They're going to start towards the Rift. Okay. Purdue's got Turbine. They're still a duo. Take a look. One final look there for most of these teams. Let's jump into it. Just as we jump in, USM are more than happy to look towards Marist. Owen is low. They're not going to find the damage to break that Trident. And you know what? Shout out to Marist. They understand the threat that is USM. And unlike some of these other teams that we've seen start against them, hyper speed. Aggressively away from the action, nowhere close to it. And the best part is Grow Towers may be held by Ferris. You've got the big Summers University by Oklahoma. Realistically, though, they should be safe. Kennesaw State, they're up towards the north. Travis, Kennesaw is no fraud, my friend. You ask for Fraud Watch, I give you a very, very tight lineup between second and third right now. 52 points. And no longer frauds. Travis, I need you to come up with me for a set of names for them when they are frauds. A catchy slogan, you know? Purdue's got a knock on to at least LATC, so that means Tharquisha. Welcome. You've woken up and you look good. USM, they don't even grab the Evo. Do you know how much ego you have to have about a fight to run past the Evo here? Tries to get the kidnap off. They're gonna go for it immediately. A drop onto Turbo. Why even look towards Evo if you get blue from just that? Is this Octane? No. This is the College Apex League. It's its own thing. NECC slash, but it's its own thing. USM point blank against Owen here, and it's a mixed bag of KP against all of them. Maris lose one, and as far as Maris did try to run away from this, they're going to go down to Hayden to give themselves a bit of safety for now. USM, though, quickly following through on that port play, and they have the confidence to do so. But Morsley is quick to drop Thalos in return. Remember, as good as you are, it is still risky at that. LATC will die out in the meanwhile, as a trade for trade on the crack against Zach W. Keys is not the perfect situation. Thalos is forced back to height there, and USM are going to be, I mean, for a little bit, unplay real. Why are there so many Octane teams in here? Because, Baltica, Premier League only happens on Fridays. It's Saturday. That's your answer. The rest of this lobby is imploding with KP. We'll jump over to University of Ottawa Gaming Garnet here. You saw a couple of long-range knocks on a slight full thirst or two. CSUDH struggling there and will get shot out by Tharquisha. That'll be the final end for them. Minnesota State, they could be starting something here towards Oasis. USM will wipe out Marist University to no surprise. There's going to be Meadsy with the drop onto Kragerless. And for Champlain, I am sorry. You know, I love the attempt on this roster, but it is a struggle. Yo, those CSUDH guys suck? Yes, Sleep King. You do suck sometimes. There, yeah. Hose Drinker. I mean, it's a struggle. The rest of this team, they could get chased out by Minnesota. The separation's a bit rough. There is multiple squads here in Oasis, so it isn't the full thirst that you really want to set themselves up for. Stuck on the low ground. SNHU Blue could take advantage of that. Nice tactical on the Wraith to get them their safety. Minnesota will be able to play out there towards the eastern side of Oasis for now, but still, a snipe out and away ain't the best place to be. SNHU, Sheila and snipers in hand. Gonna see if they can make these shots count there. The Bocek blasting coming through from the far side. As SNHU, they try to assume the cross. Psycho is low. Meadsy's lower. Fleshbound on the other end, though. Meadsy's making them work for this KP. Speed Demon coming through from the other side, and SNHU have just lost their best player here in this exchange. There's no way they're gonna keep taking this fight. Too much luck. Sharp. They are quick to run towards the eastern side of Oasis, or the northern side. And I don't know if they will survive. Northern Arizona, St. Marion Carrier, Kennesaw, and Purdue Black in the fight night. Purdue is a duo. Can they come out on top? Nade up to high ground, a nade in response. Kennesaw is very healthy here, and I mean, you gotta see if they can pull this one off, but Elixirs will go down to the hands of Tharquisha, and they do not find the damage they wanted. It is now a 2v2. Wrecked is low here. You better be coming up with that nickname quick, because KSU could be losing out to the duo. And a luck against the edge. KSU have gotten these resets off. Meanwhile, Zach W. Keys, the USM roster, we gotta talk about the full thirst ahead here, because, I mean, there's nowhere to go. Your lifeline ultimate becomes your grave. Zach W. Key's gonna take the time to get the extra heal around the other side and flight the 10th Doctor, and un more here. Showtime brawl. He thirsted out. Let's jump back over to Purdue Black and KSU, because this is chaos. University of New Haven, full thirsted by the likes of Minnesota. Those last two kills were inevitably found out on the low ground now. Northern Arizona University unable to get the damage they need against that Wraith portal away to safety. Minnesota. Let's see if they can get this KP. Northern Arizona back towards that carrier side of the equation. That's a good decision. It is better. You guys are funny. You guys are funny. USM are now into the mix here in Fight Night. KSU finds a knock on a Purdue, and maybe they'll find a full wipe as well, but it is going to come at the cost of your position in the Fight Night Central POI. A good conduit ultimate, though, will dissuade this interaction. Oklahoma finishes off the last remaining member here of the Seneca Sting as USM. Ooh-wee. We're going to get a couple of burns there on the conduit ultimate. Zach W. keeps to rotate all the way on the outside, and Kennesaw are very quick to get them towards that docks area to get away from this exchange. I think they're smart enough to know that that could be USM, and they don't want to deal with it. Champlain, University of Ottawa here, UWRF. These are the teams that currently put themselves in the middle of zone. University of Ottawa, you can hear that Sheila spooling as we say goodbye to the single remaining member of St. Mary's here. 11 squads down. Ferris all the way up on height. They are also in the zone here for this end game towards that power grid area. Kennesaw have arrived. And you know what? Ferris's position is looking mighty good in this economy. It is a house. It is a platform. It is a real estate investment that will appreciate. Couple of quick conduit shields onto Elixirs there. Meanwhile, Ottawa, they are the ones actually who are inside this building. Ferris is much further north. That is going to be Ottawa taken low. Double Loon and Faustus Festus on the other side. Big cracks here now against Kennesaw. They're going to drop down the Sparrow ultimate, but not before Loon is traded away there against Ottawa. Push them out of the building. The EMP to punish. UWF now, though, we talked about them being here in the same situation. They're going to get the drop on direct. Kindly Monkey, the last remaining member. And for Kennesaw, who starts the fight, they're the ones who burn away the riches and glory. UWRF, though, they're not quite as quick to wipe out University of Ottawa. Yeti Yeti has dropped the dome down. Is looking for the peak away to maybe wipe out University of Ottawa here on the outskirts. This is tough. This is tough. Baltka owns all of us.
Hey, I think I hear an enemy this way.
Yeah, probably. Probably. You, Ottawa, looking for a couple full thirsts there. Looks like Kragerless from Champlain does find Faustus Festus. So that is going to be another member of Ottawa down. Shout out to Champlain. I always like seeing this roster pick up KP, especially after the really bad start today. Let's jump to a bigger fight, though. USM v Minnesota here. I gotta assume that's Meadsy. Yeah, Meadsy getting caught out there. You hear the arc. I mean, you hear the charge rifle. What can you expect? Up on height, Dallas is looking for the next catchaway, and it doesn't even look like the mother load's gonna stop them in their tracks. For the Mavericks, this is barely a fight at that. OU, though, from Oklahoma. That is a great knock and response, and this is a team who can third party, who knows how to punish when they see an advantage. They are investing all of the utility here. A Conduit ultimate, a Sparrow ultimate, Zach W. Keys with the Mirage reset, but is just as quickly taken low out here. Oklahoma on height, need to capitalize on this. USM on that low ground, a burn in their own way. Pabisi back up to height to give them their security. That Sparrow ultimate will burn, but Oklahoma finds death in return. USM now in a 1v3, even in a third-party equation. They come out on top here. The sole remaining team in Turbine. 7 squads remaining, SNHU, UCF Knights. These are the 3 squads that are forced to fight their way into zone. Even Ferris, by the way, who is now getting cut off here in a second. Champlain have been here all game long, and they're beginning to realize playing the zone is a great way to pick up very easy placements. 7 squads, zone 3. Big K-Dog, welcome. I'll tell you what, you're right. It might be worse than ranked, but it comes at the cost of having a pro league or pro level roster go up against college students. It's just how it goes. University of Southern Mississippi has pro level players. I can't say the same for Champlain here. University of Gaming Garnet's Booker finds a nice knock and return onto Hose Drinker. And Krager Lee here. This is a tough spot to be. The Ottawa team will inevitably be found by Icarus, and woo! Burns from Zach W. Keys. Kragerless will be picked up, and for Champlain, getting active is also the way to get dead. That'll be 5 squads remaining as USM continue on their onslaught. I'll tell you right now, the UCF Knights, we've seen them beat USM before, but now this is the chance for USM's revenge. They don't want this to end like it did in Game 2 here. UCF Knights, the phase, caught out. Only 10 damage from Icarus in return here, and USM is slowly assaulting the position. A nade on the back end. Ooh, and Sloshy Medusa will find the knock on the Viz, but there's a trade onto Icarus here, a 2v2 situation. Full thirst on the Viz, though. A peek from the other side, though, from Palace will find Flesh in the equation. Zach W. Keys on the outside here is now getting shot out. It is a good third party from SNHU. Psycho is quick to get drops from afar. SNHU blue here. Good look for these full thirst. USM have got to play this small if it means surviving to the top 5. UWRF have also taken a page out of learning from these rosters. They're going to try to see if they can come in and thirst. Cycle with a full drop onto Zach W. Keys. UCF Knights sticking the complete recovery onto Icarus as SNHU are going to see if they can do what USM failed to get involved with. They will work their way back towards the heart of this zone. USM is sticking a revive. God, my aim is so bad. I whiffed that solo so hard. Puma, there's always time. Get your ass on R5. Take yourself to a 1v1 or a 3v3 practice against other collegiate teams, and you will ascend to greatness. I can't guarantee that. I can only promise what I think. Viz and Dallas back into it. That was your chance to wipe out USM, and now they are ready, raring, and here to go. UCF did stick Icarus back as well. SNHU, though, they've showed them that there's always the chance to get third party, so USM has to take this, albeit confidently, not as deceptively strong. Psycho with a snipe onto Zach W. Keys to start this one off as Ferris, they're going to get burned out by Dallo there from UWRF. Shout out to UWRF in the kill feed. We're not watching them, but they are choking out Ferris right now. Excellent job from UWRF. It's a shame we did not catch that. That was a great play from them. 4 squads remaining. Zach W. Keys will get full thirsted again here. There'll be a duo. UCF Knights in the building.
This way, mates.
SNHU, they've got a building to their own control here. UWRF coming in from the north side. And again, Zach W. Keys has got to make this one count. Now, they already just used that one. 1,000 kills and assists. Carby, you don't even have to tell me. It has been disgusting all day long. Look at game 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can just type !now or the leaderboard, and you'll see it. All right. Look at his current kills and assists. God damn it. Stop me.
Let's go here, mates.
UWRF to fly into the height held by the likes of UCF Knights here. SNHU has got themselves, the building, SNHU have got a nice line drive on you, whether you like it or not, and that roof is not a good place to play. Bit of damage to snipe against them. That forces the dome out from UWRF. That's not a place to play on. 6, 7. There you go. USM, they're actually going to play the first floor here. This is probably one of the tighter... Guys, this is the tightest end game we've had all day. 4 squads remaining going into a round 6 close. This is not bad. Point blank snipe away. UCF Knights know they have a minor advantage here against USM. They're going to try and look. This is tough to beat. What comp do you want us to play? Loba Vantage. Thank you. SNHU Blue. Come on, baby. You've had these rampart walls to break down, especially in the face of that dome. Thank you very much, Joaquin. Make sure we get a little bit of appreciation for Purdue for playing their comp there. USM, they're going to opt to play this towards SNHU. It has been a struggle against UCN and UWRF from the other side. MGFBM up on height here. Gets a long-range knock against Psycho. That is going to be USM maybe in the driver's seat for that fight. You still hear them below, though. SNHU, they are able to get this reset off. And shout out to UWRF, who were able to get some really great punishment there. This is the best game for this roster that they've seen all day. USM, though, still looking for them, whether they like it or not. Dallas taking on the crack there, and UWRF can be the difference maker. Miss with the knock on a Psycho, and SNHU are stuck as a duo behind the onslaught of fences that will give them their defense. 13 seconds to go, and for USM and SNHU, this is a tough position to be in. A beautiful break from Sharp there. That will be something to contend with for SNHU, but they are full force to walk forward. There's a drop onto too much luck. A dive behind the rampart shields is a trade of 1. USM down, Dallas down, a 1v1 as Zach's trying to stick revives here on the edge of zone with SNHU Blue eliminated by Yeti Eddie from UWRF here. USM are at least able to get are at least able to get Zach. I don't know if it's going to be much more than that. Yep, the revive will come through. Woo! Big damage from UWRF here. I don't know. The problem is USM have the much better pull here for this end game. Out and over to the side. They have this height to work with. On the other end, that building is going to lose out its play, and you will be forced to drop or dive towards USM or drop to where UCF Knights currently are. It is going to be very hard for UWRF. You got to put as much damage as you can down onto USM right before you send it. There goes the EMP. I can only assume from MGFBM. A great defensive bombardment to start the end game here. There is no defense against this as it hurtles down on top of the likes of USM. It is big damage, but they give themselves barely cover inside a bill here. That forces them to the low ground. UCF Knights are trading. It is going to be UWRS just oh so slightly there up to the back high ground to the USM, who are all a full 3. And for the USM roster, it is now going to be another win on the day. You know what? USM find the win. But Zephyr could not be more pleased with what he saw out of UWRF.
We have our Apex champion.
Shout out to UWRF there in that game. I mean, genuinely, like truly turning so much around. Let's go on over the scoreboard. I asked you before this game, who comes out on top? KSU or Minnesota State Mavericks? KSU by 1 point. Pizza money has been achieved. Congratulations, Viking Camp. No surprise there. USM with 35 points. A great game from them. UWRF, though, with 17 and 8 KP. I mean, that was one of the best games I've seen from them thus far. UCF Knights with another big return, keeping them competitive in the top. Can we ban USM? You're going to have to take that up with Caleb or Loopy. Crypto will be gone this next game, which is one of the most powerful legends right now. If we take a look at the overall, Kennesaw will just barely eke out ahead of MNSU, which is a massive finality to this game. That is 9K points lost for the total of Lost Aimer, C. Carvey, Solari, Applejacks, and Sael, Suarez, and OY. You guys walk away with a massive exchange. And you know what? Because it's a 1 point difference, we're going to do it again. We are going to do it exactly the same here. So, USM, 2 minutes on the board. I remind folks, by the way, after this game, we are going to jump straight into contenders for Octane Collegiate League. I am going to restart the stream, though. So stick around. We got 6 more games after this. If you like Collegiate Apex, we are going to go to contenders. For USM, they are definitively in the lead. Kennesaw and Minnesota are fighting for second. UCF Knights are also part of that discussion. SN, HU Blue, CSU, Dominguez Hill fighting for 5th and 6th. UWRF could have another game that gets them there, but they only have one good game. So it is tough to say. University of Ottawa, even though they did not play most of the games here today, have jumped up to 8th. And like I said, even one good game from any one of these lower rosters can get you to that top 7 or 8th position. Last game of the day, one more for Olympus before we jump on over to Octane. Zephyr is very quickly going to export his next announcement while we're here. Download. Page 1. Done. Download. I hope you guys stick around because Contenders is probably going to be the most competitive that we've seen thus far. Premier League was not bad this week. Contenders, I'm guaranteeing, will be a higher... I think it's going to be more competitive. I just do. I just really, really do. All right. I'm going to make a quick announcement.
Spotted a dropship coming in.
A target landed so close.
Guys, I'm putting out a heater of a tweet right now. You've seen Premier League, but have you ever gotten to see the up-and-comers? Contenders is where the next... What is this? How are we the same place? How is Purdue Black? What is going on? Tharquisha has found a drop on the rug. Zydex goes down. It is now a 2v1 here for Purdue Black. We're going to take it to the ring. We're going to tussle for the muscle. The Arquisha here, fist for fist, and do not run away. You just made a massive mistake. Dives, dips, dashes below. You got to hit the Mozambique shots. Finally, it will be the fluorescent claw to get rid of LATC. Purdue as a duo here. How did they get to the same POI? What just happened? It might be the drop ship. I don't know. USM, they're going to start this one off against Maris. Last time around, Maris was quick to rotate. This time, USM are quicker. Call him Speedy Gonzalez. They're there in a flash. Still on white health, but remember, there's no Evo this early into it. Sparrow, Broken, and Coop and Morph are just so low here. I mean, that's it for Morphs. The full send behind the drum kit. I mean, slam away here. No one will hear the beats that ring out from your heart. USM slides through, and that will be the done and dusted drop here. Ferris is maybe looking for third party. Problem for Ferris, Turbo is still at Grow Towers. Bad place to be. No. Big exchanges, by the way, for KSU. I'm trying to put this tweet out because I got to. But KSU, that's a full thirst onto Loon here. Could be more here in a little bit. CSUH Cardinal against Minnesota State Mavericks there on the eastern side. As U Ottawa, we talked about the first couple of knocks from Kennesaw. One remaining member in a 3v1, and with the last game on the line here, everyone is chasing extra KP. Minnesota are even doing the same here. It's a good bet. Wrecked Emporium very low down, but with just a couple of quick final shots here, U Ottawa will be out in 17th. CSU Dominguez Hills, they got heels of their own. Minnesota State Mavericks for a full couple of thirsts, and we are reaching into the start of placement.
Let's see what's up over there.
Just below Premier League.
Care package over there.
We could go over there. Just a thought. If I'm wrong, you can kill me. Hey, mates. Let's go, D.
All right, guys. Sorry, I got to put this tweet out or I'll go crazy. Very cool. All right. 15 squads remaining. I apologize for the exchange. Hey, my hair is just getting in my face. Yo, Joaquin with the sniper's mark drop? That's like all I ever asked for. Oh my gosh. A full knockdown. UCF Knights are low. Purdue difference maker in these exchanges. UCF Knights are ticking. FaZe is sniped out from Joaquin. Purdue as a duo could be finding another chunk of KP from behind it. Purdue is a duo. And that wasn't just nobody. That was the UCF Knights roster. They are currently, right now, in 4th overall. And they just got wiped by the duo that is Purdue. I'm terrified for the rest of these teams here. My gosh, folks. You cannot make this up. Purdue is still stuck outside of zone, though, towards the docks area. And that is a tough exchange ahead. Seneca Sting is in Oasis, which is actually not the worst place to be. That could be where this zone goes. Oklahoma's here as well. They're going to be playing this one just below in the other side of this building. The rest of these teams getting all the way to Bonsai Plaza. Why did I say Oasis? That was dumb. I'm sorry. I just haven't seen Olympus enough. Anyways. It's a long rotate for the majority of these rosters. USM apparently struggling here. No, I'm kidding. Why would they ever be struggling? It's just a little glitch up there. They are more than leading these couples of fights. Dallas is playing the Vantage, though, which bequeath my heart. That is the best thing you could ever do for me. USM is running out towards east. Bro doesn't know the POIs of his favorite map. No, I just land Oasis way too much, bro. Elixirs with a couple long-range knocks. SNHU Blues. Sharpies not even going to peek the other side of this one. Straight to the terminal. And that will be Kennesaw quick to chase this out. I mean, my gosh, we are launching forward. What is this? Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. I thought he stuck it up his ass. Impressive. Well, Kennesaw will find this in the end. You got nowhere to run. Sharpie caught out there. 12 squads remaining. The rest of these rosters are so far to zone. Oh, Purdue Black. Purdue Black. Give me more Purdue Black success. Yes. UWRF, as good as their last game was, I've said this, one good game. It carries its weight, but it doesn't carry the world. Final remaining members here. It's a good trade. The 10th Doctor, though, is going to look for it just as much. MGF can't get it done. I wonder if that's a wrestling reference. Anyways, USM for a quick respawn onto Dallas here. And Z-Trix will be knocked out. Ooh, Fate not much better for St. Mary's, though. Launching off of the pad here. Dallas is going to be on recovery. Peeks around the edge of zone there. Dallas on 50 health remaining. And that is a third party, Purdue Black, on the other side of this exchange. Muskingum, they face Knox to current mud there. Northern Arizona. Oh my God, Purdue just wiped UCM. Purdue just wiped UCM.
Right here.
It is a Purdue day, bro. Purdue single-handedly is actually going to get themselves into the top 10 as a duo. Snipers, Mark. Nope, didn't hit. I had too much faith. It's only one in the chamber. Shooting with a sniper's mark when you only have one in the chamber is like the dumbest thing you can do, though. You want to get that. You want to get that first, second reset. All right, there you go. Another bullet in the chamber. Purdue is looting this one out. 10 squads remaining, and they're actually in double. They're actually into placement. Purdue ruined the perfect trophy day for USM. That is wild. Granted, Purdue is. I mean, USM was also trolling, bro. They're playing Vantage. Okay, they're not taking it seriously. Kennesaw, they are. The race to beat Minnesota is still very much on their mind, and Kindly Monkey single-handedly is taking no damage for the wealth they're putting in return. That's a double knock for Elixirs. Actually, all three members find a wipe there. Kennesaw out towards the west. Minnesota, University of New Haven, they're good. Dallas went to 1v2 a team in labs and went to 2v3 a team in another POI. Yeah, I mean, perfect trophy days don't mean much when you are, I mean, you already know you're basically inting your last game for fun. Flight will get knocked here by Schmalz right out ahead of the final POI. Beautiful New Haven up on high hold. Ooh, the PK fadeaway. Schmalz, though, for the TP play. Did they get the kidnap off? No. Showtime Brawl sniped out from the other side here. And the 10th Doctor, smart, is going to play this slow up on height. I don't even think the chase will ensue in a way that truly matters. But just as I say that, I'm wrong. Kennesaw, though, has arrived here. They're going to get a couple of those full thirsts against SNHU that will put the thorn and the end of this roster in their side. 9 squads remaining. Muskingum, Purdue, Northern Arizona, Ferris, Oklahoma, University of New Haven, St. Mary's are the teams that are not currently in Bonsai Plaza. Here comes fan favorite Purdue, Aloba, and a Vantage composition. Ferris has already faced a knock to Oklahoma here. And you know what? Purdue could third party this. Turbo is down. Pure's not much healthier. Oklahoma, Boomer, Sooner around the edge here. Purdue is going to try to third party this right around the edge of the knockdowns. It is not the setup they need. And Tharqueesh is about to get shot in the side here. Oh, take that Kraber, baby. Kraber could be the difference maker. They are on blue shields, which would be instant knock territory if you hit this. Please don't die. Up on height there. Snipers marking a Kraber. Oh, we got the bracelet, and we're just barely going to get ourselves back to the center of this POI. Northern Arizona is also here. We're going to jump back on over to Bonsai because this is a deciding endgame. Lifeline ultimates. Purdue got the knock onto Lovely Trash in Arizona. Minnesota State Mavericks for Kennesaw, though. There goes the ultimate. A beam around the back. Wrecked is knocked. Oh, and the rest of this roster is a full 3-man piece. I mean, we're getting full wipes against the likes of KSU. The Purdue love, though, is really what we all care about. I actually appreciate the observers 5 minutes in the past, and we're still giving love to Purdue. Minnesota's going to get that drop onto Elixirs, and with one remaining Kennesaw member, I mean, they at least get the burn on the thermite, but, I mean, they've led for success. Kindly Monkey's just going to run this one away. Minnesota's going to get this reset off, and they are safe to play. Muskingham v. Oklahoma here. Pavese was not. Current Mud on the other side. A Sparrow ultimate to force them into our save for a 2v2 exchange. You can hear Walkie with the sniper's mark getting the drop onto our saved. Single-handedly, Purdue can be a difference maker. There's a chance for banner recovery, but Purdue have done enough. 31 in the back. A run from Muskingham as Purdue is going to have to make that tactical sing. Banner recovery, potentially? I mean, they've already evac'd out of it. Oklahoma's probably going to die out to ring. Oklahoma dies to ring, and that is a confirmed KP picked up by Purdue there as they breach the top 7 as a rat. Kindly Monkey. Oh, we have got the banner recovery, but we are fighting for space. Minnesota has got the blast on your Trident, and they should finish this out pretty successfully here. Down to the low ground, a dive into the conduit, point blank havocs, and for Kennesaw, they will be bested by the Mavericks here. I think that will decide the race for second as we talk about our top 6 squads. There was no craft for Tharquisha, as Waukee, albeit is in a pretty good place in zone, is now starting to get to the point where the focus on rats is going to be a little bit more imperative here. Arkansas will draw the ire of the Mavericks next. The horns are out. You know what? The Bulls are running them down. Little nice Sparrow ultimate flushes them out here. That'll be Rockstar. A burn onto Lovely Trash. And for Arkansas, you ain't long for this world. Totem of Oranges will take this one back up to the ridging height of Bonsai. And that's tough. Oh, Showtime Brawl, though. A knock on Meadsy. Third-party exchanges. And you know what? Purdue could get a reset off here while University of New Haven is coming in for the third party. Looks like they've also got their own fight. Muskingham University with a couple of drops. And Minnesota's going to stick a revive. New Haven, not much better themselves. Shout out to Speed Demon, holding on for dear life for the Mavericks. We still have 6 squads remaining, even with all of this action on every side of zone. Purdue Black, they are going to get the reset. All right. Minnesota for the full send, but not before New Haven gets a drop of 1. There is going to be the recovery of Purdue on the edge of zone. Muskingham walking their way in for the east. The placement really, truly starts to matter now. For a team like Purdue, they have gotten at least 7 KP and a top 5 finish. They are double digits for this game as a duo. As a duo, Purdue is double digits. It's almost guaranteed that they survive to the top 3 with Northern Arkansas stuck as a solo. That's going to be the final shots in there from Meadsy and the Minnesota State Mavericks. I'm hedging my bets on a Minnesota win.
Go here.
And you know what? That would be a great way to finish the day. I believe for Minnesota, that would be, yes, their second win of the day. Do I keep saying the wrong team? Can I not read? 20 ties? Am I not able to read? Oh my god, it's Arizona. You might be dyslexic. I might be a little dyslexic, guys. That's pretty bad. We kind of have a lot of proof on stream right now. We've discovered a lot of proof with we've discovered a lot of proof these last couple of days with me reading.
This way, let's go.
The Zephyr, wow, man, that's bad. The Zephyr dyslexia could be real. Tharquisha, please shut up. I'm praying for a Purdue win, and I don't want to hear it. Meadsy's going to get shot in the back there. And you know what? I'll take a third place finish for Purdue. Minnesota Mavericks are wiping out and over to the side. It's all the time in the world for them as Muskingham are right in front here. There is a rat that we might have to discuss in a little bit here. Observer, don't forget, you got to get into the contenders lobby soon.
Got level 3 shields.
We'll see how this goes. Minnesota State on the other side of the equation.
Go here. We've got violence to do.
Stuck as a trio, down below as a duo. I mean, I love Purdue Black, but the end is nigh. St. Mary's will get caught out. Shout out to Purdue. They at least made it to third. I honestly think Purdue, they make it to second. Purdue Black wins. You know what? I have just as much faith as I have on you. Here we go. Plant with a drop from Waukee. Burns in the back here as a full commit onto Purdue will come through whether you like it or not. Big burns on either side as Purdue will force the issue here. A dive onto Tharquishan. Muskingum goes down, but for Minnesota State Mavericks, it is an easy cleanup and a double-dub on the day. You know what? Second place for the duo. I couldn't be more happy here. Congratulations, though, to the Mavericks. They are one of the very few squads to walk away with a double-dub. Let's take a look at the scoreboard here because that will decide how our placements finish off. Reminder, we will be moving on to contenders in a second. A quick refresh. And our final game 6 is Mavericks with 30, Purdue with 22. 22 from that game. I just threw up. Kennesaw with 13, Muskingum with 12, 8 with Oklahoma, St. Mary's with 6, University of New England with 6, and hey, USM at least 5 KP. The overall final standings. USM with 170, 3 wins on the day. Minnesota Mavericks with 88, 2 wins on the day. Kennesaw unable to pick up a win, but with a second place finish as their highest, still walk away in third. That will be a MNSU lead for that final game. UCF Knights with 54. They had at least one win there as the only other team that won today. SNHU, they got that final game pretty locked down and pat, even though they don't get... Oh, no, not SNHU. My apologies. They got wiped out. 39 for them. CSU Dominguez with 36. 28 for Muskingum. UWRF with 27. Purdue jump 9 positions from 18th to 9th for 25. Had Tharquisha woken up, we would have... Purdue would easily be in the top 6 today. Oklahoma in 10th. Ottawa really struggling, even though they did miss out those first 2 games. Ferris was here all day. They struggled. Northern Arizona, not Arkansas. I really apologize. I just genuinely was not able to read that successfully. They finished there in 13th. Champlain, St. Mary's, University of New Haven, Seneca State, LATC, and Marist. The other lobby finishes, though, with Fisher on top, 182, which is better than USM, albeit the placement is worse. It is the KP that carries them to their victory. Granted, I'm pretty sure USM, with that Vantage pick and a couple others, were starting to get very, very silly. There is going to be Cumberland University, Texas A&M in third, St. Clair St. Purdue, they do walk away at least with top 5 in the other lobby. UCF Academy Black, University of Houston, California State Fullerton, Fisher College White, SNHU Yellow, Louisiana Christian University, University of Nebraska Omaha, Colorado State University, Kansas, UPRM, Mount Vernon Nazarene University, South Nazarene University, LATC Diamond, North Park University in 19th. Can you guys hear him? He cries. Who plays on Kansas State? Sure. K3X, Diorad, and Cosmic Frosty. There you go. All right, guys. I know you just saw 6 games, but who's ready for 6 more? I'm going to take a shot of this for like 2 seconds. Woo! Oh my God. Woo! That was intense. All right. We're going to jump on over to contenders here in the next couple of minutes. Today, actually, I'm going to take 2 seconds and restart the stream with a new title. Collegiate Apex. Octane. Can I just update the title? Is that a thing? No, I got to restart the stream. All right. 2 seconds. I have to restart the stream because I have to restart it for YouTube's sake. I have to update it for YouTube. I'm going to end it reboot this back up.